Blog Talk Radio.
2017, Big Truth, the big talk for you. What up? Shout out Alvo King, Big Boo, me. Shout out everybody. Check it. Hey yo, debate talk 4. You so you can absorb information free of charge so you can afford. Get poppin', live off the greatest doctrine. Sip the juice, know the ledge like the great Rakim. On a mission, not a small time thing. Defense biblical, offense got the haters watching. Hands are skill, footwork is ill. Get in the den, see if you can stand for real. If you rep Kim and Cool, yo I rep Israel. If you Torah based only or new as well, welcome to listen. Style always fair decision. Two sides come together to compare what's written. Seeking the facts, speaking the max, teaching the acts, leaking the tracks. Call while you eating your snacks. Music in my bones, DNA, C double E and K. Little something for the showtime, we can play. One love, one love, one love.
Welcome to the planet of the beats, the Beat Talking Radio.
My name's Kiaja, and if you want to hear the best debates in the world, come check out Debate Talk for You, hosted by my dad, Sal Showtime. Bye.
Hello, everybody out there listening in. This is Brother LeVar, co-teacher of Absolute Bible Truth Ministry. First and foremost, I want to acknowledge and give reverence and credence to the Father of all creation, the Holy One of Israel. Peace and blessings in the name of our Lord and King, the Messiah, Jesus Christ. I want to take this great opportunity to invite you guys to the Absolute Bible Truth broadcast on Blog Talk Radio. If you love to hear the word or have any questions concerning the word, call in and dial 646-716-8249. That's 646-716-8249. We are live on the air every Saturday, the Most High's weekly Sabbath, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to listen in via internet, type in www.blogtalkradio.com/Absolute Bible Truth. We also have a Facebook page. Just type in Absolute Bible Truth, all one word, in the search engine. At ABT, we teach the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth concerning the Word of God while leaving out all personal opinions, speculations, and beliefs. Our ministry believes emphatically that the Bible is indeed the absolute truth, and we pride ourselves in bringing forth the Word in a clear, intelligent fashion so that the body of Christ will be edified in abundance. I love you guys, pray our strength in Christ, and we will do the same for you. Shalom.
Peace and blessings to everyone that's listening. This is Moreh Yakel, the mighty Hebrew, Lion of Judah with Campaign for Biblical Literacy Ministries, walking in the way of my forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, observing the Torah, slaying devils, and manifesting the blessing of the Most High. Come by, pay us a visit by going to my website at www.campaignforbiblicalliteracy.com and by going to my YouTube channel at Campaign for Biblical Literacy Ministries. Shalom.
Never allow the possibility of your heart desire to trouble your mind, whether it is success or happiness, because your mind is a powerful machine that is very capable of manifesting anything that it conceives and believes in. Become more enlightened about life and the subconscious mind by visiting quotesforthemind.com. You are only as strong as the thoughts that constantly dwell in your mind. Therefore, never allow any negative belief about your abilities in life to be granted shelter in your mind. Edmund Mbiaka, booksforthemind.com.
Hi, this is Tyrone Thompson, host of the Blog Talk Radio broadcast Talk Real Solutions. Please tune in and listen to all of our shows 7 nights a week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At Talk Real Solutions, we cover a variety of topics to ensure we speak about what may be needed in our community at any time. Talk Real Solutions is the hottest blog talk radio show going on right now. You can listen to our broadcast at www.blogtalkradio.com/talkrealsolutions or visit our website at www.talkrealsolutions.com. Also like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/talkrealsolutions. You can call in at any time during the show and add to the conversation and offer your solutions at 1-858-357-8453. That's 1-858-357-8453. Because at Talk Real Solutions, we want to make sure you have a chance to talk real solutions.
Hey, what's going on? This is Felix, also known as Enoch, student at Absolute Bible Truth, and I'd like to give a big shout out to Sal Showtime and Debate Talk for You. I'm a frequent listener, been listening since season 1. Keep doing your thing, and for everybody out there who can hear this, send in your donations so Debate Talk for You could go on for a long time. All right, y'all. Peace.
Study to show thyself approved. You're now listening to Debate Talk V Radio.
This is Renald Francoeur representing from Atlanta, Georgia. And when I'm not busy in the studio, I'm checking out Debate Talk for You Radio. Keep up the great work, Sal Showtime.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to another show. You're now listening to Season 7 of Debate Talk V Radio. I'm your host, Sal Showtime, and welcome everybody to the Lion's Den. That's right, family. You're officially tuning in to the Lion's Den segment of Debate Talk for You, where we have the best debates in the world via internet, and we have the best special guests to bring forth the information to the masses that tune in all across the globe, checking out Debate Talk for You. Of course, we appreciate the listeners out there that's tuning in via phone and via Skype. I got in that number, 319-527-6239. And, of course, shout out to our partner company in the UK called the Express Truth Show. Shout out to my brother Mark Hamilton, Stephen Brown, and Noble. They're the host of the very popular UK show called the Express Truth Radio Show. And we definitely, in the near future, going to be doing some work with the Express Truth Radio Show. But I want everybody to go subscribe to their channel on YouTube. Just type in the search box, Express Truth Show. And you'll see, subscribe. It's an excellent show. They cover various topics similar to Debate Talk for You, but they touch on more social issues, things that's going on within the world, urban issues, things of that nature. So, again, go check out Express Truth Show on YouTube. So go subscribe. Today's show is entitled, Is the White Man the Devil? Once again, today's show is entitled, Is the White Man the Devil? This is the first ever handicap debate match right here on Debate Talk for You. It's going to be a classic. I have a good feeling about this. We have a lot of people that actually are hyped and, they want to hear this particular debate. So let's see how it goes. Of course, we never had a handicap debate match on Debate Talk V Radio, but, depending on how this goes, we probably have a lot more of them. So let's jump right into it and get it started. My first special guest, he has a YouTube channel, and a very popular YouTube channel. Just type in the search box, the G.Man, and you'll see, his show. Definitely, he's been on Debate Talk for You in the past in various debates. This is the one and only G.Man. Welcome to the show.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. Sal, thank you for having me, and I hope these three are ready to repent because they're about to get the smack if down laid all over them behinds tonight. In the name of Jesus, I might add.
All right, that's the G-Man right here on Debate Tour for You. G-Man, for those who don't know who you are, let them know briefly, give them a brief description of yourself.
All right, my name is G.Man. I have a YouTube channel dedicated to exposing the lies of the last days. I believe that the teachings of the Black Hebrew Israelites, many of the teachings of the Black Hebrew Israelites, are leading people astray from the truth that is found in God's Word. I also believe that atheists are doing the same, Catholics are doing the same, and other groups of people out there are doing the same. So my channel is just dedicated to exposing these lies, much like I'm going to do today.
All right, once again, it's the G-Man right here on Debate Talk. If you're ready, we appreciate you coming on live. My next special guest is a team, the Shut 'Em Down crew. They made their huge impact, debuting here on Debate Talk for You a few months ago. And they are back, all together once again for this particular debate. I see only 2 members right now, but hopefully the third member will show up. But we have the Shut 'Em Down crew here. This is a Water Swordsman and Azaria. Welcome to the show.
Shalom, Big Sal. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
All right,
Shalom.
good, how
man.
you doing? It's Azaria here.
I'm doing pretty good, man. Is the third member showing up, or what's
Tell him to press 1. He probably on. I couldn't get him. Tell him to press 1.
Apart from if you out there, brother, you got to press 1, and we'll bring you in a debate. There's a lot of people tuning into the show, so I can't find you on the switchboard at this time. You're going to have to press 1 if you're out there on your phone. And hopefully Blog Talk Radio's not hacking up. Sometimes they have technical difficulties when you press 1 and still don't go. But hopefully that's not the case for you. So if you're out there, just press number 1, and then we'll bring you in the conversation. But anything you want to say to the people, Shut 'Em Down crew? You can go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so you go first.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Sal, for having us on. Really appreciate that. And want to say greetings to G-Man. He's very ambitious tonight, but I want to make it clear to the audience listening that we didn't choose this handicap, okay? G-Man chose to make it a handicap. He's free and available to bring whoever he likes, and he's going to need help tonight because, he thinks that he's going to shut down the Shut 'Em Down crew, but that's just not going to be the case. So pass it over to War.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, hey, G-Man, we retired more men than Social Security, and we're going to run you off this Debate Talk for You, man. So I respect your courage, brother. I respect it, but it's all in vain. I'm going to leave it like that.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. The first 3 numbers. What's the first 3 numbers for the brother? Because, we got a lot of people pressing number 1. Just the first 3.
6, 7, 8.
Hold on. Yeah, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Okay, so I believe this is the brother right here. Hold on, let me open his mic. All right, I think is this the third member to Shut 'Em Down crew?
Yeah. Shalom, brother. Yeah.
Hey,
that brother's a full brother, man. Yeah, that's they're about handicap debate. G-Man is a very proud brother. You know what I mean? He's a very proud brother, and he wants all the glory. He's not giving the Christ the glory. That's why you talk about the handicap debate. We offer him to bring anyone what he want to bring. So we want to get that straight to the public. He's the one that chooses to debate us alone because he wants all the glory. You know what I mean? He has a very big ego.
All right, well, we're going to get this thing started. So it's going to be a 3 against 1, and then that's true. The G-Man did pick these brothers to debate them. That's why it's a handicap match. So we're going to get it started. Just to save time, most of us already know the rules and regulations for the debate, the format, things of that nature. Of course, there's no foul language. Got to keep it clean, keep it professional. And, of course, no excess name calling. No excess name calling. Of course, we're going to have the opening statement. That's going to be 12 minutes each. Once we get to the 2-minute mark, you're going to hear the sound. That's the sound you'll hear. And once the time is totally up, you're going to hear this sound. That means the time is up. So I'm going to break down the rest of the debate rules and the format as we go along. So let's jump right into it. Of course, the rules are if you, want to set up a debate, you have to start first. So the G-Man has, requested for this debate. Therefore, he has to begin the debate. Let me set up this timer. And again, you know that number, people, 319-527-6239. Feel free to call in with your questions and your comments. It's about the people getting answers to their questions. So make sure you call in. Oh, by the way, we do have a voting poll out there. For those of you that want to vote for winners and losers, we have a voting poll. Let's go to the website on Facebook. Just type in the search box, DT4U Q&A layer. I'm going to also attach that in the description box. So if you want to vote for who won or who lost this debate, you have to go to that particular Facebook page or for Debate Talk for You, and you can vote. Me, I prefer for the people to go back and research the information. We don't do winners and losers on Debate Talk for You just to avoid, being accused of being biased or, seeking vainglory, things of that nature. We don't do that on the plan. But for those people that, insist on voting for winners and losers, just go to that particular page and you can vote for who won and, have at it. All right, so let's go to the G-Man. G-Man, you have 12 minutes, opening statements. Go ahead.
All right. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you again for letting me on the show today. I know I forgot to do this earlier. If the ISUPK is listening, I'm still chasing you guys, and I would appreciate it if you guys stop running. Now, also, before I get started, I would like to let everyone know that I'm used to these so-called handicap matches. I'm in a room with, 8 other atheists by myself or, 8 Satanists or, multiple Muslims or whatever. It's no big thing for me. I can handle it. But, guys, that's not what this debate is about. The debate is whether or not the white man is the devil. And instead of me talking about the white man and answering such a stupid question, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the revelation of Scripture. The revelation of Scripture reveals who our enemy is. Our enemy is not flesh and blood. Hint, hint. Our enemy is a spirit, a fallen angel, a hater of your soul. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 16, it says, "And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest eat freely." Genesis chapter 2, verse 17 says, "But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die." So we see that God is telling Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And he tells them the consequences, that they would die if they ate from it. Genesis chapter 3, verse 4. "And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die." So we see that the serpent immediately lied. Immediately said that God was lying, that they would not die if they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Genesis chapter 3, verse 5 says, "For God doth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." Okay, so not only did the serpent say that God was lying, but he told them the so-called reward that they would get if they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now, we're talking about the serpent here. Who is the serpent? We go to Revelation chapter 20, verses 1 through 2. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven." Let me say that again. "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. This is prophecy. This is an event that's going to happen in the future. What does that word serpent there mean? Because I don't know if the shutting down crew is going to use the serpent seed argument, or are they going to just go with the Job argument? I want to make sure I cover all my bases here, as if I never heard that argument before. The word serpent, if you have a Strong's concordance, the Greek word is ophis, and it means a snake or a serpent. With the ancients, the serpent was an emblem of cunning and wisdom. The serpent who deceived Eve was regarded by the Israelites as the devil. So we are identifying the serpent in the Garden of Eden as the devil. I know most of you probably already believe that, but I just wanted to point that out with Scripture. The devil is a fallen angelic being. Okay? In Revelation chapter 12, verse 7 and 9 it says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." Okay, verse 8, and prevailed not, neither was there any place found any more in heaven. Verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Where were they cast out of? Heaven. Please try to remember that when they try to argue that the white man is the devil. All right? Just for a quick point of clarification, guys. Nowhere in any of these direct scriptures that I read is Satan described as a nation of people, an ethnic group, or the so-called white man. Let me say this again. Nowhere in any of those direct scriptures I read are they a nation of people, an ethnic group, or the so-called white man. And I'll prove that throughout this debate that that's the case. Remember here, we're talking about the devil, not who's a devil. All right? So it says, but he is described as the following. We already see he is an angelic being. What else does the Bible say about the devil? In 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, it says, be sober and vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Okay, so he's described as a roaring lion. When we see a lion roaring, what is he doing? What is he doing? He's either threatening another party about coming into the pride, or he's about to have lunch or dinner. All right, or even breakfast. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. And marvel not, for even Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. That means he can disguise himself as a theology, as another person, or some righteous person that's out there. For example, Jim Jones claimed he was speaking for God, and he got everybody to drink the Kool-Aid. John chapter 8, verse 44. Okay? Listen to what Jesus said to the Jews. This is interesting. What he said to the Jewish leaders at the time. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. For he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. So here we see he's a murderer from the beginning, that he abode not in the truth, and that when he speaks a lie, he speaks of his own. John 8:44. We know that he's a tempter, Matthew chapter 4, verse 3. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command these stones to be made of bread, to become bread. And just in case all you people out there, that's not the devil, that's not Satan they're talking about, right out of the mouth of the Savior, a couple of verses later. Matthew chapter 4, verse 10. Then Jesus said unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shall thou serve. One of the points of clarification I want to mention here is that you have Satan trying to get Jesus to worship someone other than the Father. All right? Let me give you an example what I'm talking about here, okay? Next, okay? Number one, these demons and these devils and Satan has the ability to supernaturally possess somebody. I'm going to love to hear the Shut 'em Down crew try to give me an example how the white man is possessing people and causing them to do all things, to do things without them being able to stop them or whatever. I can't wait to hear their explanation for this. But anyway, if these demons were not supernatural, they would not be able to possess these people. Matthew chapter 12, verse 22. Then was brought unto him one possessed with a devil, and he was blind and dumb, and he healed him, insomuch that the blind and dumb both spake and saw. Okay, so Jesus healed the man who was possessed with a demon. And then if you read later on in the verses later, the Pharisees confirmed it by saying that he did do this thing, but the Pharisees was arguing that he did it by the power of the devil. Which is ridiculous because Jesus goes into why that can't be the case. And then if you want further reading on this, you can go to Matthew chapter 9, verses 32 to 33. I don't have time to read all that right now. The point of the matter is this, guys. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And in Ephesians chapter 6, we're told how to fight, that we're supposed to put on the full armor of God. And one of our mighty weapons, the main weapon that we have, the only weapon that we have, is our Bibles. Okay, it is the sword of the Spirit. Now, my opponents got some huge burdens here today. Number one, they got to prove that the white man is an angelic being. Number two, he's got to prove, the Shut 'em Down crew's got to prove that the white man was in the Garden of Eden because Satan is in the Garden of Eden, as I showed here. They also got, I'm going to love hearing this about how white people are possessing people and causing them to do things against their own will. So, again, I'm going to yield my time right now because I'm just dying to hear this argument that's going to run me off a debate talk for you. I yield my time.
All right, family, topic of the debate. Is the white man the devil? Is the white man the devil? Again, this is a handicap debate tonight, handicap match. The number is 319-527-6239. And shout out to the people that's been sharing it on their personal page. I see a lot of people on social media sharing this show as we speak. We appreciate you creating awareness of Debate Talk for You. And, of course, like I said, feel free to call in, ask your questions, your comments later on during the Q&A segment of the show. But let's go to the Shut 'em Down crew. Let me open up their phone lines, and you can go ahead.
All right.
Let me go. Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
The question is the white man the devil? No, the white man is not the devil. The white man is the seed of the devil. Let me read this. Okay, this is where G.Man messed up. He don't understand the plans of the Most High. Let me read something, right? This is Ecclesiastes 33 in the Apocrypha, starting at the 8th verse. It says, verse 7, why do one day excel another when as of the light of every day in the years of the sun? By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Then it says, some of them have he made high days and hollowed them, and some of them have he made ordinary days. Then it says, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. So it's going to talk about men now, okay? Because he dismissed the fact that the Most High created men to be evil and he created men to be righteous. He totally dismissed that. But let me read on. Then it says, in much knowledge the Lord had divided them and made their ways diverse. And we're going to read about the diverse kingdom that's in Daniel. Then it says, because some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set there himself. But some of them have he cursed and brought low, and turned out of their place. Then it says, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them is likened him best. Good is set against evil, life against death, so is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So it says, so look upon all the works of the Most High. There are two and two, one against another. So when I come back, I'm going to show you how the evil seed came through Adam's seed, went to Cain, and I'm going to bring it to Edom, and we're going to bring it up to the day. But I'm going to pass the mic to the other brother.
Opalia?
Yeah. This is Genesis 3 and verse 15, right? A war is in point to that. A brother war is in point to that because Satan has a seed, symbolic seed. And the woman has a seed too. And that seed is talking about the nation of Israel. And the woman really is talking about Eve. Then really, on the spiritual level, is talking about Israel. Because it's showing Revelation. I'm going to read this. It said here, and I put, this is Genesis 3:15. I put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed, between the woman's seed. We know that women don't carry seed. Because when you study the Bible, the man carries seed. So this woman is talking about Eve, but on a deeper level. Because they have a deeper understanding of the Bible. It's talking about Israel. I'm going to show in Revelation it's talking about Israel. So let me read it again. Now I put enmity between thee and the woman. The woman is talking about Eve, but really on a deeper level, it's talking about Israel. Between thy seed, the woman's seed, and her seed. The seed is talking about, in the sense, it's talking about Satan. Not literally, but spiritual. Because the Edomites, or the so-called white people, going to take on the characteristic of the serpent in the garden, this evil that's entering into the garden, right? So this video, let me go on. Let me read it again. Now I put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed, talking about the serpent seed, and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So when going to Revelation now, is going to explain to you that this serpent, this seed, is talking about people. He's talking about a nation. This is Revelation 12. Revelation 12. This is how you read the Bible, understand the Bible. Precept upon precept, line upon line, ear liquor, there liquor. This is Revelation 12 and 13. And the dragon, because when you read the first verse, it said, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun. So this woman that appeared in heaven, this is talking about Israel. This woman represents Israel. And clothed with the sun represents knowledge, and the moon represents understanding. On their feet, on upon her head, a crown of 12 stars. So the 12th star represents the 12 tribe of Israel. And being a child, cried travailing in birth, and pain to deliver, right? And there appeared another wonder in heaven, behold, a great red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns. So I show you this dragon. This is talking about the Roman Empire. This is talking about Rome. And we know the Romans are white people. We know that they're so-called white people. Well, the red people. Really, is the red people. So let me go on. It said here, and there appeared another one in heaven, behold, a great red dragon. So this dragon is red. And when you go back in Genesis, Esau was born red. Esau was born red, and it tells you, God told Rebekah, 2 manner of people shall be in thy womb. Manner mean different lifestyle. One was going to be righteous, and one was going to be evil. Because when you study the history of the Edomites, Esau, they were evil. So let me jump to the 17th verse. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. So that dragon is talking about the dragon is 7 heads and 10 horns, right? And this dragon is been influenced by Satan. This dragon has been controlled by the spiritual demon Satan and the demons. Because that's why I say with 7 heads and 10 horns. The dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns. And if you know history, it's talking about a Roman. It's talking about the 4th beast. When you go into Daniel, the 7th chapter, it's talking about the 4th beast. But this 4th beast has 7 heads and 10 horns. The 10 horns represent the 10 common market in Europe. Now it's about 25 because they put it up to 25. They're talking about their temporary member. But really, originally, it was 10. So Revelation 12 and 7. And the dragon was wrath with the woman. The dragon is talking about the Edomites. It's talking about the Romans, called the Edomites came out. The Romans came out of the Edomites. And the dragon was wrath with the woman. The woman is talking about Israel. The dragon is talking about the so-called white man who's been influenced, who's been controlled by the spiritual demon Satan and his angels, right? And went to make war with the remnant of her seed. You see that? Of her seed. Of her seed. So that's talking about the remnant of Israel. Because the woman represents Israel, and the remnant of her seed represent the nation of Israel, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Because what G.Man don't understand, yeah, you have a spiritual demon, Satan, and his angel, but they work through people. And when you go to Daniel, the 7th chapter, I want to go to Daniel, the 7th chapter.
Because let me get in there, Farm.
Okay, you want to go? Okay, all right.
No, go ahead. Finish that. Let me get in.
No. You get in. You can get in.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to go into some of the history here on where these phrases, real quick. These phrases come from black, white, yellow, red. Because if you show me in the Bible, G-Man, where it says white man in the Bible, then we'll there's no such thing as a white man. There's no such thing as a black man. Now, the Bible describes a person as coming out red, being born red all over, like a hairy garment. So there's a red man. So the red man is the devil. That's really the point we want to stress on, because the Bible deals with nationality. And this particular nation was born with a characteristic where they came out red. Okay, so that's giving you a description. Now, the word devil means adversary. Satan means adversary or deceiver. And like Aparim brought out and Awards bring out, the characteristics of a particular race and many other races that are on the planet have those characteristics of the devil. Okay, so let me bring this out. Johann Friedrich Blumenbach. Y'all can go and research this. This is a guy that was in the Middle Ages from 1752 to 1840. He divided humanity into 5 broad classes based on skull shape. Okay, he termed these 5 groups the Caucasian or white race, the Mongolian or yellow race, the Malayan or brown race, the Ethiopian black race, and the American, the red race. That's why they insult the Native Americans in this country and call them red, the red man, the Redskins football team. So this guy, Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, is what a lot of people are basing their views on what humanity is described as, which is inaccurate. And all that teaching, we've said it before. Israelites say it. The white man's the devil, the white man's the devil. But now the teaching has to step up on another level and go deeper into what this really means. What does it really mean? Because it's a deeper meaning than just rhetoric of saying the white man's the devil. What if I said G.Man is the devil? How about that? Okay, so it goes into nationality. So we're going to talk about the nationality of Esau and Edom and the role that they play on the planet Earth right now. And we're going to revisit that question for G.Man about nationality again. So before the time is up, I got one scripture, St. John 6:70. It says, Jesus answered them, have I not chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil? He spake of Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, for he it was that should betray him, being one of the 12. So Judas, we know, was an adversary to Christ, and he betrayed Christ. So now if you can prove to me that Judas was a white man, then the statement is correct that the white man is the devil. But we're talking about the red man. The red man is the devil, and that's what we're going to stick with the topic. Go ahead. Right. I'll pass it on.
Right. Oh, I think our time is up. It's time about to come on soon.
Time about to be up.
You got 1 minute. We
got a lot more to go into. We got the concordance. We ready.
Yeah, we just started. Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
So you got to go into. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Awar.
Okay. Hang on, time.
Okay, yeah. Well, all right. Until we run out of time, I'm just going to say we're gonna get really specific now on this topic because we're going to go into the nationality of people. Everybody on this planet Earth has an identity of nationality according to the Bible, and we're going to go into it. And the Edom, Esau, the so-called. That's why you always hear say so-called white man, because there is no white man on the planet Earth. There is no black.
All right, people. Once again, it's Debate Talk for you, Tom. You know that number, 319-527-6239. Like I always say every single show, make sure you take down your notes, people. Take down your notes. Make sure you get both sides as well. Don't just jot down information from one side of the argument. Try to jot down both sides of the argument and always go back and study the information so you can get the truth. I always recommend, study the show that self-approved. All right, so now we're going to the first rebuttal part of this debate. That's going to be 10 minutes each. We're going to go back to the G-Man. G-Man, go ahead.
All right. First and foremost, for those of you who think I'm intimidated by all these answers that they gave, you're sadly mistaken. This debate's almost over, actually. As a matter of fact, when they brought this to the ruddy argument or the red argument, they're done. First of all, they're trying to argue that the red man is, what is it? They said that the red man is the so-called white man, right? And then they brought Esau into the conversation, right? God loved Jacob, but he hated Esau, and Esau came out red, and he had red hair, therefore he was white, right? Well, I got news for the for the shut them down crew. If they go read 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 12, 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 42, Genesis chapter 25, verse 25, and Song of Songs chapter 5, verse 10, he will find out that the Israelites were ruddy red. Many of them were ruddy red. I personally believe today, because of all their sins that we're going to get into in a minute, that there's a whole bunch of mixed breeds all over the world and whatnot. But for the most part, the Israelites were already red. Just read the scriptures for yourself and you'll see it. As a matter of fact, if you go to Lamentations, and you go to Lamentations chapter 4, verse 7, it says that the Nazarites were white. So again, I'm dying to hear what they're going to say about this since they want to go into the red argument. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to take your time to do this because this debate's going to be easy today. For those of you who don't know, I confronted a group of Israelites on this very topic, and they admitted that the Israelites were already red, that they were not black. And now they're trying to say that those who are red are actually white now. So this is going to be a lot of fun for me today. Also, according to one of them that was talking, they were saying that, white people are going to take on the characteristics of Satan. That's what they said. The white people are going to take on the characteristics of Satan without telling us what the characteristics of Satan is. So if I can take an educated guess, Romans chapter 3, verse 23, it says that all have sinned and have fallen short of the glory of God. I would think that somebody who's taking on the characteristics of Satan or the devil would be somebody who is not keeping God's law, someone who is lawless, or keeping his commands. So that would be anyone who does that, not just the so-called white man. Unless you get really specific about what these characteristics are, it's hard for me to differentiate Israel from the white man, because I can show you a plethora of abominations the nation of Israel committed that made them look exactly like the devil. All right? If that's the argument that you're going to use. I'm not saying that's what you're going to do. Hopefully you guys will retract and decide to rethink this over before you go into this line of stupidity. All right? They also said that that in Revelation, and I could have this one wrong because they was jumping from chapter to chapter with this. I believe it was in Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, where they were saying that the dragon was the Romans and the Edomites, and that the woman was Israel. See, I would agree that the woman is Israel, and I would say that the man-child, if that's the chapter that we're talking about there, that the man-child was Jesus, and they talked about how he fled into Egypt, you know what I mean, and how Satan was trying to use these nations to try to kill him. That doesn't prove any points whatsoever that the white man is the devil, okay? And I'm dying to hear from them where the Bible overtly says that that Caucasians are the devil. They say that has to do with nations. You're right. That would be every nation on the planet that rejects Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, and that would go for Israel. All right? And believe me, there's a lot of people in Israel or that is Hebrews that is rejecting Christ as Lord and Savior. Okay? And again, I'm going to go back to this again. It says that the red man is the devil, because the red man is supposed to be the white man, and we already concluded that the people who are ready will be considered red themselves. And for those of you who don't believe me, I'll just read to you the definition for what it means to be ruddy. It means to be of a red color or reddish, or ruddy a sky or ruddy flame, of a lively flesh color or the color of human skin, high health, ruddy cheeks or lips, to make ruddy. Okay, if you want to look at it from a biblical perspective, it means pretty much the same thing. It means that you are red and everything else I just got finished reading. So, again, they're going to have to come up with better argumentation than this. They also said that, and I found this very interesting, they said that that the white man is the seed of the serpent. I would like for them to go into detail and explain to all of us intelligent people how Eve had sexual relations with the serpent. Where does it say that in Scripture? Because my Bible tells me that the serpent tempted Eve to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and then she ate. Doesn't say anything about sex or anything like that. So you got to show me where you're getting sex from that, or where the seed is coming from. You know, where she lied with the serpent and committed bestiality or whatever it is that you guys are claiming. Are you claiming the serpent was a human, or are you claiming it was a beast? Which one is it? You can't just sit there and say that Cain is of the seed of Satan and without pointing out what actually happened and showing us this in Scripture. I am aware of your serpent seed doctrine, and it's going to get smacked around here today. Also, you guys would get your Bibles. I'm going to go into a rebuttal I've been dying to go into. They like to sit there and they like to talk about how the white man has the devil's characteristics, but if you read in John chapter 8, a very interesting read. Read verse 37. It's very interesting. It says, I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word has no place in you. This is Jesus confirming that the people that he's talking to are Abraham's seed. Very interesting, right? if that's true, then why does it later on say, because I don't have time to read all these verses, I'll try to get to it in my next rebuttal period. Why does he go on to say that and he's talking to the same people, by the way. He didn't just walk away and start talking to different people. He's talking to the same people here. He says, ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and a father of it. And he's talking to Israelites. I mean, I'm confused here, guys. I mean, somebody help me out here. Are white people devils or are the Israelite devils? If they're taking on the characteristics of the devil, did Israel ever take on those characteristics? Did the Hebrews do it? Are Hebrews doing that today? Let's say ISUPK, GMS, I don't know, IUIC, with all the various false doctrines that they're teaching. Help me out, guys, here. Help me to understand how exactly the white man is taking on the characteristics of Satan and the Israelites aren't. I mean, I'm confused here. I yield my time because you're going to need it.
All right, family. Once again, is the white man was the topic of this debate. It's the first ever handicap debate match on Debate Talk For You. Let me know what you think about this particular debate so far. You can send me an email at debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. That's debate talk the number 4, and letter U at gmail.com. By the way, the chat room is officially open. The chat room is officially open. If you want to gain access to the chat room, you got to go directly to the Blog Talk Radio website. That's www.blogtalkradio.com/debate talk for you. Click on the show, Is the White Man the Devil? And when you click on it, you're going to scroll down at the bottom. You'll see a little box there where you can interact with me or anybody that's inside the chat room. And, of course, any questions that you have, I will read them out later on during the Q&A segment of the show. But, again, if you have any questions, people that's listening on our phone and Skype, you know that number. All you got to do is press number 1 and stand by for the public Q&A segment of the show. So let's go now to the Shut 'em Down crew. You know, open up the phone lines. And
yeah, I want to say something. Quick concerning what G.Man said. You see, G.Man don't know the spiritual level of the scripture, right? First of all, I'm going to use an example about Ruddy. When the giant Goliath came to David, right? David, it don't make no sense for David to say, you're red. No, they come to fight. I'm going to show you this guy don't know the scripture. Ruddy there mean he was fresh looking. He was healthy looking. You ever see some black people? They can be old and yes, they look fresh looking in the face. Or you see some young black man, they look fresh looking in his face. That's what the scripture was calling Ruddy. It wasn't talking about David have a red toned skin color. It don't make no sense. The giant came to him to fight. Why would he say to the giant? Why would the giant say to David, "You're red, you're Ruddy"? That don't make no sense. So he was talking about the giant David, the way David looked young looking, and when he was talking about the Nazarene was white and ruddy. No, that's a figure of speech. They was talking about white represent righteousness in the Bible, and ruddy represent the Nazarene was young looking. And they were righteous because the Bible says, put on your garment of righteousness. You know what I mean? And the Bible talk about, in the Bible, white being in the context of righteousness. So G.Man is using them scripture and saying that the Nazarene, they were ruddy in color, they were red in color, and they were white. That don't make no sense. White and ruddy. You know what I mean? Either you're white or you're ruddy. So that wasn't talking nothing to do with color, right? When you go into Genesis 25 and 25, and something else, I didn't say nothing about the serpent have sex with Eve. I didn't say nothing. I say the serpent. I say the seed. Esau take on the characteristic of the serpent. That's what I say. I didn't say Eve have sex with the serpent. I didn't say anything like that, right? And I want to read something. I thought of Genesis 25, right, with Esau 25 and 25, right, and 25 and 21. And Isaac treated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together in her. You know why they were fighting? Because one baby was going to play the righteous role and one baby was going to play the evil role. And we're going to prove that as we go along. And they said here, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner. When you examine the word manner, you know what the word manner means? It means these 2 babies was going to live 2 different lifestyles. Jacob was going to live a righteous lifestyle. Esau, the father of the Edomites, were going to live an ungodly, evil lifestyle. That's why God say hate Esau. You know why God hate Esau? Because God in his wisdom saw that Esau was going to be evil.
Hey, Paul, let me come in. Let me come in when you get a chance.
Yeah. So God in his wisdom see that Esau was going to be evil. That's why when they go back, it said 2 manner of people. Check out the word manner. Manner means they was going to have 2 different lifestyles. Jacob was going to have a righteous lifestyle. Esau, who was the father of the Edomites, was going to live an ungodly and evil lifestyle because they came from the same father and mother. And Jacob, he always in tune with God. He always speak about God. Esau never speak about God because he was an evil, ungodly man. And also called red man, also called red people today, Caucasian, they're descended from Edomites, the red people. And when you go on the baby.com, it tells you when a baby born, and it tells you when a white baby born, he's born red. Anyone can go and check it out. Go on baby.com. Let's go on the internet and check up red-skinned people, and it tells you when a Caucasian baby come out, he's born red. One woman was saying, how come my baby is so red? How come my baby is so red? Because the scripture tells you that they're red. So G-Man don't know what he's talking about. Oh, you can say something before.
Yeah, I want to say this, right? And G-Man, you err not knowing the scriptures, okay? We know that in the Bible, when it talks of seed, it talks of a physical seed and a spiritual seed. That's why Christ said his seed is with him or something like that. So there's a spirit. The conversation in the Bible have a spiritual seed and a physical seed. So let me read this. This is 2nd Ezra in the King James Apocrypha. It says this. It says, verse 4, verse 30. For the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam. That's how he became the seed. That's why Cain is the seed of the devil. And that's how we extend to Esau. Because that evil seed was planted in the heart of Adam, and it came through Adam's loins. That's what you'll understand. Number 2, let me say something about that. Let me say something about that ruddy thing, okay? You know how you're a liar? Because right here, like I told you before in Leviticus, there's a law on skin color called leprosy. You don't understand that. Let me read it. This is Leviticus 13. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, When a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab, or a bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh like leprosy, the plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priest. So if you had a color, a light color or whitish, I'm going to read the 19th verse. It says, in the place of the boil there be white rising or bright spot, white and somewhat reddish, and it be showed to the priest. So if you had a reddish color or you had a spot like you see people with white, like that albino look or whatever, a priest back in ancient times had to look on you. What does that prove? That people were dark-skinned. So if you had a lightning color, your color was light or reddish, you were the oddball. Because everybody was dark at that time. You don't know the scriptures, man. And I want you to answer this. Why in Ezekiel, the 1st chapter, it tell you that the angels look like burnished brass? Explain that to me. I'm going to pass the mic.
I want to say something quick, Award.
Let me come in right after that, Award. Okay. I read the scripture, G-Man, about Christ calling Judas a devil. And we know that Judas was black. The ethnic Jews, the ethnic Israelites are dark-skinned people. Let's rise above the simplicity of this G-Man and his crew.
G-Man is simple.
They're on a simple level, man. Even the scholars know that the ethnic Jews, the ethnic Israelites are dark-skinned people. Let's establish that fact, okay? So for Christ to say that to Judas, then that means the devil can operate in anybody, okay? But right now, if you look at the characteristics of what's going on in the earth, which I'm going to go into on the next round,
I want to say this quick.
Acting like the devil, okay? You're going to find out who's really acting like the devil. In the past, the Babylonians had the characteristics of the devil. Nimrod had the characteristics of the devil. We know they was dark-skinned. So that argument, don't try to put an argument in our mouth, G-Man. We know what we're here to talk about. Don't try to assume and put an argument in our mouth. We know what we're going to say to you and the people.
I want to show him that Cain was of the devil. This is St. John 3, 1 John 3 and 12. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one. Let me read it again. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother. Therefore slew he him, because his own works was evil and his brother righteous. So who was working to Cain? Satan was working to Cain. That's why I say his work was evil and his brother's work was righteous.
Right.
So Cain was of the devil.
Right. Cain and like I said, Nimrod was of the devil at the time. The Babylonians, the Assyrians, okay? All those nations have the Canaanites that God told Moses and the Israelites to go in and take their land were doing the works of the devil. And there's many Israelites that do the works of the devil to this day. So we're going to kill all that. You think you're making a point, G-Man, with that. You're not making a point with that. Okay? That's just a bunch of bluster and fluster that you're coming with. Okay? We know that already. We know that Israelites are evil. We know that there's other nations on the planet that's evil. But the so-called white man has a reputation that you cannot deny, okay? The Edomites on this planet, you can't deny it. Go ahead.
Let me say this, and I need you to answer this later, G-Man. Who fulfilled this? This is 2 Thessalonians 2, verses starting at 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that's called the Most High, right? And said, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Who on this earth, what race is putting himself up as the Most High, Christ, and the angels? When you go in these churches, what color do they have the Most High, Christ, and the angel? I want you to answer that for us, G-Man.
Yep, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. If not, where and who is he? So right now, who's ruling the planet Earth? That's obvious. We could see who's running the Earth.
All right, family. I know you guys are enjoying this debate. Again, we have a lot of activity on social media. We have a lot of things going on within the chat room. And also on the phone lines. Shout out to the Skype callers out there. Majority of the Skype callers, they're probably from the UK, overseas listeners out there. We appreciate y'all for tuning into the show. Again, we're going to hear from y'all later on during the Q&A segment, so don't be shy. When you get a chance, you press number 1, and we'll add you in the conversation during the Q&A segment. If you have a question or a comment, just stand by patiently, and we'll bring you in later on because we love hearing from the people out there. What's your reaction, or what are you getting out of these debates? Is the white man the devil at the topic? Again, the number is 319-527-6239. By the way, people, next week we're going to have a hot seat segment of Debate Talk for You. The hot seat is the show where for 60 minutes or more, we invite a special guest and they answer questions from you, the listening audience. And we're going to have here a Divine Prospect. That's why we're going to have Divine Prospect here this next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time in a hot seat segment of Debate Talk for You. So make sure you call in and ask your questions to Divine Prospect. But anyway, let's go back to the G-Man. We're going to the second rebuttal part of this debate. G-Man, 8 minutes. You can go ahead.
Woo! I'm glad I got back to my phone, man. I was in the kitchen, man, get me something to eat. But I heard all that nonsense they were talking about. First and foremost, guys, shut them down, crew. When I challenged you to this debate, this was a debate about, is the white man the devil? Not about whether or not the identity of the Jews. I mean, seriously, get over yourselves, okay? We're supposed to be talking about who is the devil, and you have not proven a single point yet where you've been able to show the white man being the devil. I, however, gave everyone scriptures about how the devil is a spirit. And by the way, for me not to be spiritual and for me to understand, and this is according to you guys, by the way, you guys claim I'm not spiritual, but I'm the one pointing out that the devil is a spirit. I'm the one pointing out that he was an angel. I'm the one pointing, and by the way, I'm pointing this out with scripture. What have you guys done? Well, it doesn't mean that they're ready. G-Man, you're lying, G-Man. No. I'm not lying. Anybody can go read the scripture for themselves. If they know what an adjective is, what a description is, then they will know that the Israelites were ruddy red. You can Google it. You can get a Bible. You can get a concordance, and it's going to say the same thing. They were just as ruddy as Esau was. God did not hate Esau because of his physical appearance, though. God hated, you're right about one thing. Esau was hated because of the ungodly things that he did. I mean, for crying out loud, he sold his birthright for a bowl of soup. That's the real reason why God didn't like Esau, or why God hated him. Esau married Canaanite women, did everything that went against his law. Wait a minute, hold up. So God loved Jacob. Jacob actually tried to keep his law, and Esau wasn't even trying to do that. That sounds like another group of people. That's right, the Israelites. Let me tell you how wicked and evil the Israelites were, especially in the Old Testament. You know, Solomon built them this thing called the temple. Did you know that the holiest place in the temple was between the temple and the, if I'm not mistaken, it was between the temple and the altar, if I'm not mistaken, right? Was the holiest place, the most sacred place for the Israelites. You know what the Israelites were doing in that spot? They had their backs turned to the east, and they were worshiping the sun. They were committing idolatry. Tell me something. Who's a worse person? One who doesn't know what God wants and breaks and goes against his nature, or someone who do know what God wants and goes against his nature? I would say it'd be the second person, that they're in a worse condition because they knew the truth and they followed it not. For those of you who don't believe me about them worshiping an idol in the temple, simply go read Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 16. Oh, and while you're at it, they also bake cakes to the Queen of Heaven. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 18. They also sacrifice their children to idols. Didn't God forbid them to do that in the law? I'm pretty sure he did. 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 27. And as a matter of fact, they did it again in 2 Kings chapter 16, verse 3. And they did it again in 2 Kings, I believe, 17:17. It was also worshiping idols and committed child sacrifice again, and it was talked about in Psalms 106, 35 to 38. They were doing the same things that the nations around them were doing. And by the way, for those of you who are listening, they keep talking to the very last statement the brother made on here. He said that who's ruling the world? That's one of the dumbest arguments anybody can use, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's just go backwards for a moment, okay? During the time of the Romans, obviously the Romans were ruling the world. During the time of the Greeks were ruling the world. But tell me something. What color were the Medes and the Persians? The Medes and the Persians? What color were the Egyptians? What color were the Babylonians? What color were the Canaanites? What color were all these nations? When at one point or another, they were considered a power or a superpower. Israel wasn't a nation forever. God made them into a great nation. So what color were they? It's a stupid argument. You guys got to stop using that argument. Just because someone is empowered, I know you guys are using Job. Let me get the specific scripture. You guys are using that scripture in Job chapter 9, verse 24. He's saying that God, that the earth has been given over to the wicked. That means, and you guys are going to argue, well, who's the most wicked person in the world? You're going to say the white man, right? Until we start talking about blacks and what we do in our communities, like selling drugs and murdering people over a pair of sneakers. Don't get me started, guys, seriously. All right? The Bible says that we have all sinned and we have all fallen short of the glory of God. In fact, the Bible also tells us how we can know we're righteous. All those who believe that Jesus Christ came in the flesh are going to be considered righteous. And all those people who do not believe that, they're going to have done the lake of fire. Okay? So, let's look at John chapter 8, verse 8. I'm going to go back to this again because earlier I mentioned how Jesus rebuked the Israelites. And what was their great sin? These are the Jews we're talking about. We're not talking about the white man here. I want to talk about the Israelites here for a moment, okay? Because they're not in a position, if they are Israelites, they're in no position to talk about what somebody else is doing. I know that ye are the children of Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word have no place in you. I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do what you have seen of your father. They answer, and by the way, they're not talking to Samaritans, they're not talking about the white people, they're talking about the Israelites at this time, because the majority of them just rejected Christ, by the way, okay? I'll let you know that, okay? Verse 39, and they answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus saith unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham, which they didn't do, by the way, because they were too busy killing their babies and offering babies to idols and you know, worshiping false gods in their temples and whatnot, and also stealing money from people and doing all kinds of things that goes against the law. The king was a joke at the particular time. Let me see something. John chapter 8, verse 40. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This did not Abraham. Yeah, because Abraham was a righteous man. When God said he was going to do something, Abraham believed him, and it was accredited unto him unto righteousness. If you guys actually read your Bible, you would know that, okay? Verse 41. And ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we are not born of fornication. We have one Father, even God. Jesus said unto them, if God were your Father, ye would love me. If I proceeded forth, came from God, neither came I of myself, but he who sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word. Ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. And he was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. He is a liar and the father of it. Don't forget, these are the same men that crucified Jesus, that gave him a false trial, and handed him over to Romans because they were jealous of him and his ministry. Again, Romans chapter 2 says, and you can read right in the first verse, why do you judge others when you do the very same thing yourselves? Get your theology straight, guys. I want to hear these characteristics that the white man is doing that you're not doing. I yield my time.
All right, family, welcome to the Lions Den segment of Debate Talk for You. For those who just joined in, we have the G.Man versus the Shut 'em Down crew. That's right, this is a handicap debate match right here on Debate Talk for You, the first ever. Topic is the white man, the devil. The number is 319-527-6239. Feel free to call in with your questions and your comments, but keep it clean, keep it professional. There's no foul language allowed. So we're going to go now to the Shut 'em Down crew. Let's go to the Shut 'em Down crew on one of their phone lines. And go ahead.
My brothers, if I could just take 2 minutes to address, and then I'm going to yield the mic real quick. First of all, I'm not going to reiterate what I said in the last segment, okay? Everything that this guy is like looking for an argument. If you listen back to the tape, we said that the devil can operate through any nation. I said that. He could operate through Israelites too. You got Israelites that went off. Anyone that goes against God is an adversary against God. The word Satan means adversary. The word devil means adversary or a deceiver. The serpent means a subtle, slick, deceiving person. Okay, and I mentioned about the Babylonians. I mentioned about the Persians. I didn't mention the Persians and the Medes, but they are of the devil too. When they were in power, who were they worshiping? What about those idols they're worshiping? So, G.Man, it's like, we've done a lot of debates, but this has got to be the simplest dude that I've ever been in a debate with, because when you say something and make a point, he totally dismisses it as if you didn't say it. So you need to get your facts straight, G-Man, and listen. You busy making sandwiches in the kitchen and all that. You need to actually listen to what's being said and talk on a scholarly level, okay? Don't just be all blustery and love how the way you sound talking, trying to make a point. Listen to what's being edified. It's for the edification of the people, G-Man. This is not for you and your glory, and that's what it seems like you trying to get some glory, G-Man. And again, we're going to ask you, what's your nationality? Because according to the Bible, Esau is Edom. And we know that the only people on this planet Earth that match up to that nationality is the so-called white man. Why they call themselves white? Because when you look up the definition of white in the dictionary, what does it say? Pure, righteous, holy, innocent. And when you look up the definition of black, what does it say? Evil, dirty. Go and look up the people that's listening. Open up your dictionary and look up the definition of those two words. So that's why Esau puts that label on himself. Now, how do you show the actions of what they're doing in the earth? Listen, colonialism, imperialism, communism, democracy. Okay, when you look at who's ruling the earth right now at this time, that's who the earth is given to, into the hands of the wicked. When the Babylonians ruled the world, it was given into the hands of the wicked. They were the wicked. When the Persians and the Medes ruled the world, it was given into the hands of the wicked. Why? Because they were adversaries against God. If an Israelite goes against God, that Israelite is an adversary against God. I'll yield the mic now.
Let me say, I'm going to say this, I'm going to give it to Party. I'm just going to say one thing. See, I don't do all this Christian stuff going 15 different places. I'm going to wait till we do the cross-examine. I'm going to put you on the chopping block. I don't do all this running around. Go ahead, Party, get him.
Yeah, I just want to read this because this guy just killed my vibe, man. This guy's an idiot. This guy don't know the scripture, man. I tell you straight up, this guy's an idiot. This guy, this guy is a waste of time. Anyway, I'm gonna read this. He's here, and it first came out read all over like an ear garment and called his name Esau, right? Esau, they saying, you know what the scholar is saying? I'm gonna show you what the scholar is saying. They saying that the word Esau came from the word is similar to the word seer. When you read in another part of Genesis, it tells you that the Horites were living in Mount Seir. So the word Seir just means rugged, alien mountain. When you go on certain dictionary, right, it tells you that they don't know the word, they don't know the meaning of Esau. Then when you go to another dictionary, it tells you that the word Esau means airy. So how come they know that the word Jacob? How come they know what the word Jacob means? But they don't know what the word Esau means because they're hiding something. You know why? Because when Esau came out of his mother womb, he didn't have no pigment, and the father said, Esau wasted away his eat. So that's why the European scholar that translate the Bible, that's why they're hiding that the meaning of that word. They say we don't know what Esau means, and they try to say it's synonymous with fear mean hairy. Esau don't mean hairy. That's a lie. Esau means wasted away his he because he was an albino. He was an albino, and that's a fact. You have albino. First of all, they like to say they went up north and they turned white. First of all, today in Africa, you have black people having white kids, red kids. What you call white people today, albino. So the scholar, they're trying to hide these information from us. You know what I mean? And G.Man, I'm gonna tell you straight up, he's an idiot because he's working with Satan. I call him soldier of Satan. They're not really no soldier of God. They're working with Satan because this G.Man, he's a waste of time. Because I see he debate the brother from my used to pay, Johanna, and Johanna lets him look like an idiot. This guy don't know what he's talking about. I asked him his nationality, and he's not worthy to debate us. Because I asked him his nationality, and he can't even tell me his nationality. So
and he has to answer that apart.
I just give you a award because
let me read something real quick. Let me read something out of the Strong's Concordance about serpent. Okay, it says ophis, right? He mentioned that earlier about ophis. So we're going to read the whole definition. It says a snake, right? As a type of sly, cunning, and artful, malicious person, Satan. Okay? The characteristics of the serpent, as alluded to in Scripture, are mostly evil, treachery. Okay? That's what it really means. Okay? So a person that has those characteristics, that's the devil. That's who the devil be working to. When someone is acting like that, they are the devil. And we don't have to look around too far to see who is acting like that. Right now, G.Man is acting like the devil because he's being real slick and snake-like, avoiding what we're saying. Because he's not listening to what we're saying. We're making the points, and he's still reiterating the same simplistic baby talk that he's running with. And we're going to insult you with this now. You're really being simple, G.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
come
people
on,
believe
man.
in that
Let's
bullshit.
deal on a scholarly level, man. Come on, man. The people going to listen back and know.
Can I say something?
Come on, man. Yeah.
Can I say something? That's why I see you. That's how you know he don't know the Bible, right? Because he had brought up the conversation about the explaining the other nations that were dark and all that, and the earth giving accident. Now, if he would have read Luke 4, Christ tells us that Satan had power of the earth. Let me read it. This is Luke 4, verse 5.
Yes,
and the devil took him up into a high mountain and show unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me. So he got the earth. He had the power of the earth, and he was over ever since Adam lost the garden, when he fell in the garden, Satan took over the planet Earth. He don't know the scriptures, man. I'm waiting for this embarrassing to be, man. It's got a child, man.
And so you're telling me that the white man ruled the earth since the time of Adam? That's stupid. That would be dumb for us to say that. Every nation had a turn to rule this earth, and Esau is the last one. Okay, and
all right, listen, people, we have a whole lot of listeners out there checking out the show. We get a lot of email feedback. I have some people sending me emails saying that they're listening with the kids and family, and we definitely appreciate y'all. People overseas checking out the show. Again, shout out to the people out there that listen to the show all over the globe. Much love to you guys. Again, I want to hear from you, though. Feel free to call in during the Q&A segment, 319-527-6239. So we're at the third rebuttal part of this debate, and after that, we're going to have the cross-examination part of this debate. So let's get this third rebuttal started. Again, it's 8 minutes each. Let's go to the G-Man. G-Man, you can go ahead.
Wow, there's a lot of things I want to say about that, but I would be wasting my time saying that because my question was, what are the characteristics that the white man has that would make them Satan? You know, that seems to be a difficult question, so I'll ask this again. What are the characteristics? Because I'm going to ask you guys this during the Q&A, and you're going to have to answer, and you guys have talked to me before. You already know that you're not going to get past this, all right? You're going to have to answer my question, all right? You guys say I'm not worthy to debate you guys and whatnot and all this stuff and whatnot. You guys forgot what this debate is about. Is the white man the devil? Not about who the Israelites are. Seriously, guys, get over the attention deficit disorder and focus on what it is that we're doing here today, okay? I showed you verses. Listen to me very carefully, children, okay? I showed you verses that said that Satan was a spirit. You did not refute that. You did not argue that. I mean, you didn't argue against it, I'm sorry. You did not argue against the fact that I said that he was an angel. I know the difference between a human being and an angel, and when the Q&A comes, I'm going to prove that the only people that's being intellectually dishonest here are you three. Because there's three of you. At least one of you could answer my question. All right? I also showed you that the serpent was in the Garden of Eden. You didn't disagree with that or nothing like that either, but you're saying that the white man took on their characteristics. Okay, you acknowledge the fact that a course of Israel doesn't keep God's law and they do wickedness and they're going to be a devil. We're not talking about who's a devil. We're talking about who is the devil. Okay? Who is the devil? Okay? The definite article, the devil. Do you guys even know what you're here for today? We are debating, is the white man the devil? And it is impossible because they're not spirit, they're not angelic beings. Okay? And they certainly can't be in heaven having war with Michael the Archangel. Okay, so let me read the scripture for these three people who don't realize this debate was over a long time ago, which is why I'm not really taking them very serious right now. They have no idea. Okay? Listen to this now. 1 John chapter 3, verse 10. In this, pay attention, children, okay? I'm talking to the Shut 'em Down crew here, okay? In this, the children of God are manifest. Pay attention, children, okay? And the children of the devil, whosoever doeth not righteousness, is not of God. Neither he that loveth not his brother. Now, you're probably wondering, why would I, out of all of the verses I can read in the Bible, why would I pick this one verse here? Because 99.9% of the garbage that just came out of your mouth in both of your rebuttals is basically going to be refuted right now. Number one, it says that in order to be considered a child of God, it says, in this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth righteousness. Now, you already agree with me that a lot of the Israelites, and I mean a lot of them, which is why they got put in captivity, a lot of them were not doing righteousness. So what does that mean? They're not of God. Okay, not if you're worshiping idols in the temple. Not if you're throwing your babies in child sacrifice. Not if you're crucifying your Messiah. Not if you're getting on here doing false teachings like you guys are doing today. Okay? Neither is he that loveth not his brother. Now, there's a scripture that you guys probably were never taught in that one West camp or wherever you guys came from. And I know Jerry Hahn is paying attention to this because I'm going to shove this verse down his throat when I see him in person, okay? And that goes for Tazariot and the rest of the ISUPK, who are running for me on a daily basis, by the way, okay? I get to shut them down crew didn't let you guys know that either. I offer those guys $100 an hour, and they're running for me. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. If you don't know what the word abhor means don't hate them, okay? Just to let you know, okay? Thou shalt not hate an Edomite, for he is your what? He is your brother. Wait a minute, didn't Jesus say you're supposed to love your neighbor the way you love yourself? And love, wait a minute, hold on a minute. It says, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. You're told to love your neighbor, and you're told to honor your mother and your father. How are you doing that by hating your own family? I don't know. But anyway, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. You should not detest an Egyptian, because, and by the way, an Egyptian would qualify as a double according to these lame arguments that you guys are making. By the way, you still haven't told me what color the Egyptians were either, okay? Because you were an alien in his land. Children, what God is teaching them there is this, okay? Don't treat your enemies or your strangers the way you were treated in Egypt. This is one of the most neglected and ignored verses by the black Hebrew Israelites. And I'm talking about the One West camps. I'm not going to say the moderates, because then that wouldn't necessarily be true. But the One West camps choose to ignore this scripture all the time. Oh, the white man's a double. Why the white man a double? Because look how many people he killed. How many people black people killed. It doesn't matter. Look how many people white people killed. Do you not see the hypocrisy in what you're saying? Let me take you children to the New Testament again. Romans chapter 2, okay? It says, verse 1, therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever that thou art that judgest. For wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself, for thou that judgest doeth the same things. Okay? Pay attention to that next time you guys start going around accusing the white man of all these things and then saying Israel wasn't doing the same thing. Because as a people, you always, the biblical Israelites anyway, were put in captivity in Babylon, then with the Medes and the Persians, then with the Greeks, then with the Romans, and then they were scattered all over the earth. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Me making a couple of jokes don't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, further albino nonsense I heard at the very end of this about saying that Esau was an albino, very interesting. Very interesting. He was ruddy red, but now he's an albino. I mean, let me read to you the definition of albinoism, okay? It is a genetic condition where people are born without the usual pigment of color. Wait a minute, so he had no color, but he was red. That's very interesting. In their bodies. Their bodies aren't able to make normal amount of melanin, the chemical that is responsible for eye, skin, and hair color. So most people with albinism, those who are albinos, have very pale skin, hair, and eyes. How can he be ruddy red, or how can he be red if he was pale? This is common sense. This is basic 5th grade reading. I yield my time, and I can't wait until this Q&A.
All right, people, once again, for those who just joined in, we have a voting poll up for those of you that don't want to do the research and you feel like you know everything. We have a voting poll out there, but I prefer for you to go take down your notes and study the information, and then you come to your own conclusion once you do the research. But again, for those of you that feel like you got the answers already, go to the description box and have the link to the Debate Talk View group called DT4U Q&A Layer. That's DT4U Q&A Layer. You can vote for the winners and leave your comments on what you thought about this particular debate. Again, this is the White Man, the Devil handicap match. We're going to go to the Shut 'em Down crew, and after this, we're going to go to the cross-examination part of this debate. So let's go to the Shut 'em Down crew, open up their phone lines, and go ahead.
I want to address to what the thing what G.Man say. Right? At least he's putting scripture now. That's what I like. He's pulled one about Esau, about the Edomites. You're right. During them time, you're not supposed to abort him. They could come amongst us because Saul, one of Saul's servants, I think one of Saul's servants was an Edomite.
Yeah, Doeg.
Doeg. And it tells you that David put garrison around Edom, and it tells you that I think Solomon had Edomite prince. So that's talking about back there then. But in Israel, they couldn't have no leadership position. They couldn't be a priest. They couldn't be a judge. They couldn't be like a leader, like a king, right? But I'm going to answer him with this scripture. This is Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So that law that say thou shalt not abhor the Edomite, that law will stand no more. Because Christ is going to come back and destroy Esau, according to the Bible, the Edomites. You know what I mean? And he's talking about some albino. He's talking about albino. First of all, When Esau was born, the scriptures say he was red. The reason why he was red because his blood showed forth in his pigment. That's why he was red. That's why when you look at Caucasian, they call him redneck cracker. Why do you think they call him redneck cracker? When they stay on the beach too long, they turn red. When you slap them on the cheek, they turn red.
They don't have melanin.
Sometimes they don't have the melanin, so sometimes they say pinkish. So when the scriptures say Esau came out red, it's not going to say white. It say red because he didn't have no pigment, because his blood showed for his pigment. That's what give him his color. That's what give the white man his color, his blood, because he don't have no. When he ain't got no pigment, your blood gonna give you your color. He ain't got no melanin, so your blood give you your color. That's why he's red. Okay, you want to say something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Awar. I'll go after you.
Yeah, okay. Hey, G-Man, I want you to answer this, right? This is, I want to know what is this doing in the Psalms to deal with your question about thou shalt not abhor Edomite. Because what you don't understand, when that law was put down, did they violate the 12 tribes of Israel? Did they violate us when that law was dropped? Let me read this. This Psalm 108, verse 10. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? You know Edom is the Edomites, right? Will not thou, O God, right, whom has cast us off? This is after we're cast off, right? Will not thou, O God, go forth with our host? Give us help from trouble, from vain is the help of man. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. The Lord's going to do it. Let me give you a scriptural visual of Christ going to get the Edomites. Let me read. This is which is AKA the so-called white people, so you can understand. This is Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel. This goes with Revelation, the 19th chapter. Then it says, this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness mighty to say. Then it says, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? Why is he wearing red? It's going to tell us. And thy garments like him that treadeth the winepress. In the wine fat. It looked like his garments looked like he was in a wine press, like he was stomping grape. It's going to tell us. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury. This is Christ. And if you want to finish this up, read Revelation, the 19th chapter, and tell you the whole thing about when he come back, he's coming for the Edomites. So you can believe that if you want. Now I'm going to pass the mic.
Yeah, so from the time of let's go from the Canaanites, dark skin, okay? Let's go with the Assyrians, dark skin, all right? The Babylonians, dark skin. The Egyptians, dark skin. To answer your question, oh simple one, G-Man. That's your name. That's your new name now, oh simple one. Okay, yeah, these are all dark-skinned people, okay? The Babylonians, like I said, now the Persian and the Medes, dark-skinned. Now when you get to the Greeks, hold on, the Greeks looked, you had. We're not talking about the Hellenized Greeks either. We're not talking about the Hellenists. Talking about the Greeks, Alexander, okay, and after he died, and his seed that took over. Awar, you can probably help me with that scripture in the Apocrypha where it says, when they took over, evils multiplied in the earth. And there was already evil in the earth. But when they took over, it's in Maccabees, right? So the people that's listening can go and research it. It tells you that when the Greeks took over, evils multiplied in the earth. So again, that backs up Job 9:24. So wait a minute now, we're getting really specific. And then the Romans, obviously, the evil kept multiplying. Modern, if you bring it all the way up to modern times, today is an extension of the Roman Empire. Everybody can see that. The same characteristics of the Roman Empire, a lot of them are here today. Who's ruling the earth? They take on the characteristics. So, yes, and to answer another question that he posed that he's saying we're not addressing, yes, the devil is a spirit. It's a spirit. But that spirit can work through anyone who becomes an adversary. It works through people, dummy. The spirit works through people. Okay, the devil don't just come down and do stuff all by himself. He works through people. That's why he works through. Yeah.
Yeah, just to add what you said, bro. Look, when you read Revelation 13, verse 2, it tells you that beast in Daniel, the 7th chapter, that's where they got their power, like the brother just, I'm going to read it. It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon, which you read in Revelation 12, verse 9, it says, and the dragon gave him his power. That's why I read earlier in Luke where Christ said that the dragon, which is the devil, the serpent, have power over the earth. He's the one that gave all kingdoms power and authority. The Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Greeks, the Romans, and so even America.
Right, that's right. So, simple one, please listen to the debate. You're part of this debate, and you know what? You are handicapped because you got a hearing problem. You can't listen. You are handicapped, man. Listen to what we're saying. We're telling you. Everything you come in with your blustery, flustery talk and reiterating all what we already said. And the audience sees you, man. I'd be embarrassed if I was you, man. The audience is hearing this. Come on, man. The tape is going to play back on YouTube. We know what we're saying. We know what we're talking about. We're just trying to go on a higher scholarly level. And it seems that you're not on that level. Maybe that's why soldiers of God don't really include you in their debates.
Right.
You was the same one that talk about you don't need I don't need James White. You need him now because your argument ain't holding up. You being real simple, old simple one, G-Man. Come on, man.
All right, so we're going into the cross-examination part of this debate. It's a lot of people's favorite part of the show. This is the part where both contenders, well, the Shut 'Em Down crew and the G-Man has prepared questions to ask each other. We're going to start off, of course, with the G-Man asking questions to the Shut 'Em Down crew. I asked the Shut 'Em Down crew to please, allow whoever's on your team answering the questions to answer it without, feedback from from you guys. Let them answer it, and of course, it's going to be 1 minute to answer the question. Once you get to the 1 minute mark, you're going to hear the sound. Once you hear that sound, I mean it's time to go to the next question. So the G-Man is going to ask his questions to the Shut 'Em Down crew, and Shut 'Em Down crew, save all of your questions for when it's your cross-examination time. So let's do it. Let's go to open up their phone lines. Hold on. Open up everybody's phone lines. Hold on. All right. So, G-Man, you can ask your questions. Go ahead.
Okay, great. And once again, it's great to be here today. This is like the easiest debate I've ever been involved with in my life. But any member of the Shut 'Em Down crew can answer this question for me. I'll prove to you guys just how easy this is. Well, apparently the Shut 'Em Down, you guys believe that the white man is the devil, right? That's what you guys are saying, right?
That's not. Have you been listening to what we've been saying? Because for me to reiterate everything again, G-Man, come on, give me a break. If you need to
you believe that the Edomites are the so-called white man. You believe that the Edomites are the so-called white man. So for the sake of conversation, do you believe that the white man is the devil? Yes or no?
No. You have to be specific with your question. You're asking two questions or one?
I'm asking you a question. Who is the devil?
Oh, War, you want to take it? Because I'm not going to reiterate everything you just said.
Okay, let's get it in.
You only got a minute.
Let me ask you. Oh, here it is. Now, this is who the devil is, okay? This is Revelation 12, verse 9. And the great dragon, it says the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. That serpent that was in the garden is a spiritual demon, Satan. That's what we said. That's why I said in the beginning, the so-called white man, which is the biblical Edomites, is not the devil. They're the seed of the devil. When you read in Genesis, it tell you about, Parium brought it out. You're not listening, okay? He brought out in Genesis where it says there should be enmity between the two seeds. And it tell you that that seed was going to touch,
Yeah,
bruise, and heal.
Sal, he's taking up a lot of my time right now. He only gets like a minute, right?
Hold on. He has a minute. I'm timing him. I'm timing him, though. I got him. It's almost over.
They got a beat that goes off. Right. So he explained that to you, and you're not listening, man. You got a listening disorder. Okay? We told you that. The seed, the so-called white man is the seed of Satan. And that's what we've been proving all night. You're not listening, man. You're so indoctrinated.
Next question, G-Man.
Okay, he said that the white man is the seed of Satan. How did this seed go about? And the word seed there in the original language means semen. So where did the sex happen? Where that the Edomites, the so-called Edomites, are supposed to be the devil? I'm listening.
I want to read a scripture. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna read. He's not listening. This guy's not. This dude. This is Revelation 12 and 17. First of all, I'm gonna go 12 and.
You got 1 minute.
No, you're not listening.
You got 1 minute apart. 1 minute.
One in the old, a great red dragon of the seven earths.
We can't hear you.
Huh? Hello?
We can't hear you.
You got 1 minute. 1 minute to answer, Parham.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You got 1 minute.
He said, and there appeared another one in heaven.
Stand by, G-Man. G-Man, stand by. Let him answer the question. We're hearing the giggles.
G-Man, this dude is an idiot. I'm gonna hang up.
He's a fool.
What's up with the G-Man? He's a fool. I don't like the fool.
All right, guys. Come on.
Answer question.
What's that?
Answer the question, Parham.
Okay. Revelation. Let me ask you now, G-Man. Explain Revelation 12 and 3 to me. G-Man.
No, hold your question.
Parham, you gotta wait.
Hold your question.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Answer the question, Parham.
Okay, this is Revelation 12 and 17. And the dragon was wrath with a woman, and went to make war with the remnant of earth's seed, which keep the commandment of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Right?
Sorry about that, guys. Go to the next question. Go ahead, G-Man. Next question.
Okay, so for the listening audience, real quick, see, I understand the serpent seed doctrine, and I'm still trying to find out who's the father of this seed here that's supposed to be the devil here. So since they can't answer that with a straight question, and they don't even understand what a minute to answer a question is, I guess my next question for you guys is: do you guys know what a characteristic is? Do you guys know what a characteristic is?
G-Man, ask your question, man. Come on, because the Bible.
I'm asking a serious question. Do you know what a characteristic is? Yes or no, and please define it.
Yeah, all right, let me define it. The characteristic of a fool is how you acting right now. How about that?
Okay, for those of you who are listening, the definition of a characteristic is a feature or quality belonging typically to a person, race, or thing, and serving to identify it. These men obviously didn't know this. So my question for you guys is this. You say that the woman's seed had the characteristics of the devil. What I want to know is, what are these characteristics that you're talking about? And we know you're talking about the Edomites here, but can you tell me what these characteristics are, please, that makes them the devil and only them the devil?
Okay.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that, please.
Yeah.
Get John 8:44. I'm going to show you something. Because you're playing games, man, and we're getting tired of you playing these games, man. Okay? This is John 8, verse 44. Let me give you some characteristics. John 8, verse 44 says, now look what Christ told this sect of Israelites that was harassing him, right? Look what he said. He said, ye are of your father the devil. So now he's talking about the devil, which he said was their father. Why? Because they were doing the actions of the devil. Now look what he said. He's going to give the characteristics of the devil. It says, the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer. Do white people murder? Yeah. Who's the first murderer? Cain, right? So do white people murder today on mass levels? Yes. Then it says, from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. Do they lie? Yes, they do. They got the world believing that Christ was white, the Most High is white, angels are white. They're the greatest liars on the planet. They have the characteristics of the devil. Then it says, because there is no truth in him, then he...
Okay, thank you, Sal. Yeah, my next question is that the devil is described. Oh, I'm sorry, just to let you know why I'm asking you that question about those characteristics. You was talking about how Jesus was calling the Israelites. They was practicing those characteristics, and they themselves was practicing those characteristics. So that means that they would be the devil as well as the Edomites. Your argument is stupid. That's why I'm asking you these questions. Now, in Revelation chapter 12, verses 7 and 9, I'll read. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels, and prevailed not, neither was there any place found any more in heaven. Okay? And the great dragon was cast out, and the old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, was cast out into the earth, and the angels were cast out with him. My question for you is how is a human being an angel that was in heaven and making war with Michael the archangel?
What are you talking about?
You are claiming that human beings is the devil. I'm telling you that the devil is a fallen angel, and I'm asking you to explain to everybody how the Edomites, who you are calling the devil, is an angelic being. I'm dying to hear this, please, because I'm so stupid. You educate me. Go ahead.
Let me answer that. First of all, let me reiterate, because he doesn't know what the word reiterate means, okay? Let me recapitulate what I said. The devil is a spiritual being, and he operates through people, dummy.
Let me say this. You never read the parable about the sower, did you? Right here in Matthew 13, verse 24. The kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in the fields. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, right? And went his way. Then it says, but when the blade was sprung up. And when you read this parable, it tells you that one that sowed the seed was the wicked one. It was Satan. So when the so-called white man conquered the world, he put his seed in all nations all over the planet because he was that seed of Satan. That's how it got in. That's how wickedness got in people. That's why, like you said, hold on. You went to 1 John, right? And you said that evil's in everybody. That's true. Why? Because he conquered and put his seed throughout all nations. That's why there's wickedness in every nation under the sun. Satan spread his seed. I mean, you make that so hard. That's not hard to understand.
Okay, so I didn't read from any of those. I read from Revelation chapter 12, verses 7 and 9. I think I said that before I read it. So, again, you still haven't explained to me. Well, actually, you did. You did briefly talk about the devil being an angelic being, but you guys said earlier that the devil was human beings and that it was Eve's seed. I didn't know that Eve can give birth to angels. Like, I'm confused here. You know what I mean? Either the devil is Eve's seed, okay, or the devil is an angelic being that deceived Eve until eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which is actually what the Bible teaches. Not this nonsense that this person's seed is the devil. The devil is an angelic being. You already admitted that earlier. You also admitted earlier that the devil is a spiritual being. You guys don't even know it. This debate was over during the rebuttal period.
You're not listening, man. Did Satan enter Judas? I'm going to ask you that. Did Satan enter Judas?
Save your question.
Anyway, so my next question, because this is my time to ask questions right now, and this would be my final question here. Have you guys ever studied who the devil is in the Bible, yes or no?
All right, family. So now we're going to go to the Shut 'Em Down crew to ask questions to the G-Man. We're going to ask everybody to, keep it clean, y'all. Keep it professional. Remember, we got people listening to y'all. So we're going to go to the Shut 'Em Down crew. They're going to ask the G-Man questions. Again, G-Man, you have to answer the question. It's 1 minute each. And, it's all about you answering the questions. So it's Shut 'Em Down crew time to ask you questions. So let me open up their phone lines now. Hold on, stand by. And Shut 'Em Down crew, you can ask questions.
I want to ask G-Man 2 questions. G-Man, you have your Bible?
Yes, I do. I better.
Okay. Hold me a Bible to Revelation 12 and 3. And I want you to explain to the people what this is talking about, right? And there appeared another one in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon. Because remember, Esau was red. Remember we read about Esau being red? A great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. So I want you to explain to me about the great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. Explain that to me.
Sure, I can do that. But for me to do that, I'm going to start from verse 1 and I'm going to go to verse 3. That's a smart way to do it. And it says, "And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pained to be delivered. And there appeared another woman in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head." With the limited amount of time I have, most theologians believe that the first woman there, if I'm not mistaken, it's talking about Israel. Sorry.
Let him answer.
I'm just telling you, I have limited time, my friend. Very little bit of time. I have like 1 minute to answer this. So yeah. So the woman, the first woman there, that's supposed to be Israel. The second woman there, I believe, is supposed to be what's her name? Mary. Okay, and the other character that's here, that's supposed to be the Antichrist world system that's here.
No, the great red dragon.
The great red dragon. The great red dragon is Satan. The great red dragon is supposed to be Satan.
Wait, G.Man. 7 heads and 10 horns.
All right, listen.
Hold on,
stand by. I just want to stand by. I just want you to know. Allow him to answer the question without interruption, if you could. I'm just saying. Allow him to answer the question, if you could, without interruption. Okay, what's your next question? Go ahead.
I'm asking him what the 7 heads and 10 horns is. Explain the 7 heads to me and 10 horns. I want you to. It says 7 heads. The great red dragon with 7 heads. I want you to explain the 7 heads to me. What's the 7 heads and the 10 horns? I want you to explain that to me, G.Man.
Well, I don't have time to go into.
That's talking about Satan. No. That's talking about Satan. Explain that to me. Explain that to me that the people can hear. The people is listening to you. Don't run now. Don't run.
I'm not running. I'm literally trying to answer this question. So I have 1 minute to answer this. I have 1 minute to answer this question. So I can't go into the book of Daniel to talk about the predictions that was going to happen in the book of Revelation.
No,
so anyway,
I want 7 heads and 10 horns. 7 heads and 10 horns.
Parham, let him answer. Parham.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So anyway, yeah, the 7 heads is supposed to represent 7 kingdoms. It actually interprets itself in Revelation chapter 13. And then the 10 horns is supposed to be 10 kings. So yeah, so that kind of translates itself in Revelation chapter 13. Anything else you want to know?
I got a question.
So wait, just a minute. So what's the name of the 7 heads? Can you name the 7 heads for me, please?
They're supposed to be previous empires. I believe one is supposed to be.
Name them for me.
The other one is Babylon.
Name them for me.
It's kind of hard to do that when you won't be quiet and let me answer the question. I think I get a minute to answer your question, right? Okay, so one of them is supposed to be Babylon. The other one is supposed to be the Medes and the Persians. The other one is supposed to be like Alexander the Great, the Romans. Some people believe that the other head might be modern day, the New World Order or whatever. Some people believe that one of them might be Egypt.
Wrong.
Well, I'm just telling you some biblical interpretation. I'm just trying to give you certain biblical.
Let him answer. Hold on. Stand by. Allow the brother to answer the question. Go ahead.
Yeah, all I'm doing is trying to give him an honest biblical answer within a minute, because that's a very meaty scripture you want me to go into to give you an answer to. So that's the quickest I can do it, man. If you want me to do this in detail, I can do it. Much better job than that, you know.
Let me ask him a question. I got a question. You ready, G.Man?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Revelation, the 6th chapter, talks of Christ opening up this book that contains seals, which contain various past, present, and future events. So my question to you is, verse 4, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword." I want you to answer me with a scripture. You ain't going to run no more. You ran all night. Now we're going to check your scholarship. Give me the scripture that confirms what this is talking about in the Bible. Let's see if you know the Bible. We're going to start testing you on the Bible.
You're referring to the four horsemen of the apocalypse, right?
No. Give me the scripture that go with this, what that's talking about. It's in the Bible. I ain't going to tell you what's that. Let's check.
No, I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I know you're talking about the four horsemen of the apocalypse, right?
If you're
talking about Matthew chapter 24, chapter 24, I can do that for you if you want, because I can show you what Jesus predicted what would happen before he returns. He claimed that there will be wars and rumors of wars and famines, but I'm trying to answer your question. I think I get a minute to answer your question before you can interrupt me. I mean, seriously, guys, can you guys at least act like you're trying to follow the law? In Matthew 24, Jesus is talking about. Yeah, in Matthew chapter 24, he's talking about wars and rumors of wars. That would be Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. Nation against nation, that would be verse 7. Talking about the famines and pestilences in diverse places, if you keep reading on. Talks about the abomination of desolation. All of this stuff is in Matthew chapter 24. So I'm not really sure why you're asking me this question or what this has to do with the actual debate at hand.
Okay, you ready? I'm going to give you the answer. Okay, this is the answer. This is Genesis, the 27th chapter. That's a prophecy for this, okay? It says 27:38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? My father blessed me, even me also. O my father, Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. It was prophesied Esau even was going to get dominion of the earth. Then it says, and of heaven, and it says, of heaven and from above. Then it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. So he was going to be blessed with the sword. We know the sword represents a weapon. So when you go into Revelation, this is the evolution of that prophecy where it says a great sword. That's the point I want to focus on. And there went out another horse that was red. Esau's red. Then it says a power was given unto him, told about the dominion of the earth. I'm going to jump to the point. And there was given unto him a great sword. These white people, these so-called white people, which are the biblical Edomites, have the great sword. What is the great sword? The atomic bomb. They created it, they used it, they dropped it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's why I told you, you don't know the book, man. You don't know the book. Put it down for you hurt yourself. Next person.
I got a question. All right, my question is, biblically, the so-called, and I use that term very strongly, so-called white man, okay, the red man, the redneck on the planet Earth, but the so-called white man, what is their biblical nationality?
To be 100% honest, I would say the Romans. I mean, I honestly don't know which one they would be in the scripture, but I get a minute. I get a minute. Okay, I don't know, biblically speaking. I would say the Romans maybe, because I know that they were white. At least that's what our history books say. But I will say this, though. Again, the devil is an angelic being, and at some point you're going to have to deal with the fact that this debate is about whether or not the white man is the devil or not. I'm claiming that the devil is an angelic being. You are claiming it is the white man. Listen to yourself.
That's not answering the question. That's not answering the question.
I said the Romans. I said the Romans. You're not listening.
So now the next question now is, oh, simple one, where do the Romans come from?
I'm sorry, that bell was there. I didn't hear nothing you just said. Say that again.
Who do the Romans come out of?
You know what? That I don't remember. That I don't remember. But they came from a small tribe of people. They came from a small tribe of people before they became a nation. I should know that, actually, because I learned that in college. But I forget the name of the people. What has that got to do with the devil being an angelic being?
Because before they were called, here's the answer, oh simple one. Before they were called Romans, they were called Greeks and Idumeans. Idumeans goes back to Edom. So everyone traces back. That's why I asked you that nationality question. And if I ask you your nationality, which is my next question, that's very important to this point.
Okay, so my nationality is this, and I'm not ashamed to say this. See, and this is me being intellectually honest, okay? I am a black man that has African descent, okay? And I have a social security card. I am African American. If you want to debate me in front of a judge on whether or not I'm an African American, I mean, we can do that if you want. But you know, you got to bring something called evidence that would prove otherwise. And by the way, I'm not done yet. I got a minute. I'm not done. And by the way, you telling me that the Romans coming from the Edomites is an assertion. You got to actually prove that. You didn't prove that.
That's in the history.
And even if that was true, and even
Maccabees, hello.
The book of Maccabees is in the Apocrypha, right?
Yeah, that's part of the Bible.
Yeah, and that's an uninspired book. So no don't even try to bring the Apocrypha in here with me.
No, it's not. Before the 1800s, the Apocrypha.
All right, there you have it. Is the white man the devil? the information has been put out there. So we're going to take now an 8-minute intermission break. And when we come back, we're going to come back to my favorite part of the show. That's the public Q&A, where you, the listening audience that's been tuning in, can call in live with your questions and your comments. Again, that number, we don't know by now, is 319-527-6239. Once you call in, you got to press number 1, and that'll leave you on the switchboard. We already have a lot of people that press number 1 already standing by. So if you press number 1, don't hang up. Stand by on the phone lines. And when we get to the Q&A segment, I'm going to go down in order and take some of your questions. So let's take this intermission break. When we come back, we're going to take some of your questions, guys. We're going to take some of your questions. So stand by. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome to the planet of debates, Debate Talk for You Radio.
What it do, people? It's your boy B. Lit Dive, and I'm chilling over here with my man, Sal Showtime, man. And I'm just here to let y'all know that there's only one place that you need to go to hear the word from the word, man. And that's at Debate Talk for You, man. I'm going to slow it down, man, because a lot of people slow. I speak fast because I'm from New York, but, I'm going to slow it down, man. That's Debate Talk for You, hosted by my man, Sal Showtime. You dig? Keep it tuned, man. You already know what it is.
Yo, what up? It's your boy K for H, representing East New York, Brooklyn. I'm in the building with my man, Sal Showtime. He holding it down with the Debate Talk for You radio. Tune in every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, check out that late nights and early morning mixtape and that Black Hoodie-ish mixtape. It's your boy K for H, and you're now listening to Debate Talk for You radio. Certified, stamped it, approved it.
This is state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? To the most high. A state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Wake up, a state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Shake up, a state of emergency. Wake up.
This is state of emergency. Holding these rappers to lyrics like they perjury. Blasphemy rolling off of their tongue like they ain't heard of me. So are your bitch doing spiritual warfare with armory. Double-edged sword cutting they tongue out like it's surgery. Devils wanna murder me. I speak life till they fall in love with me and sacrifice hatred, envy, and greed. I'm from the streets and spitting this fire. I'm John's king, nappy hair, drag hair, bald hair, reigning supreme. Steady pushing through America, working hard for the dream. But I'm never falling asleep. I'm living life for the keeps. And what I sow, what I reap. They calling me king. I bring the wisdom of Mashiach inside of the ring. Slicing devils with proverbs. You see the bloodstream flowing through the rivers of Egypt. Let my people be free to serve the God of the Tanakh, Baruch Hashem. Hustle with determination till the families redeemed.
This is state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Jacob, a state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Wake up, a state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Jacob, a state of emergency. Wake up.
Caught up in natural disaster. Cold 3, brothers dying faster. Thunder shots from bullets and Glocks shooting at us. Cops pursuing on a high-speed chase. Dangerous like winds from hurricanes across the whole state. Who can survive in the hood? Category 5. With crooked cops, the game makers, and homicide. Blood spilling from gunshots and drive-bys. The tears flooding our streets, coming from families' lives. Ain't nothing funny about dialing 911. It's no joke, especially if it's one of your kids, yo. And thugs pouring out their liquor for dead folks. Reminiscing on back in the days, blowing that good smoke. I'm hoping and praying we make it out this whirlwind. Cause it's a struggle feeling trapped up in this world of sin. Ain't trying to be no statistic on the news at 8. So heed the state of emergency and evacuate. Let's go.
This is state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency?
All praise
Jacob,
to the most
a
high.
state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Wake up, a state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Jacob, a state of emergency. Wake up.
Talking to a king, Malak in the Hebrew, hidden in the middle of the Aleph Bet too. Bless you, We on the block, Melchizedek, we won't stop. The ox knows his master, people know the pastor. Hebrews 8 verse 4, read about my master. Wouldn't be a priest collecting Old Testament tithes. Your pastor using Malachi 3:8. Rise, Kwam Yasha Allah, holla. State of emergency, Israelite scholars. These other nations know we the chosen people. They say I'm too deep when I go to my people. Keep being black, stiff necks on dead. I got a shield of wisdom. Yo, Sabak, we got nets, I ain't playing. Better understand what I'm saying. Psalms 133, verse 1, amazing.
This a state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Jacob, a state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Wake up, a state of emergency. Wake up, where's the sense of urgency? Jacob, a state of emergency. Wake up.
Shalom. Bereshit bara Elohim Aleph Taha Shemayah Ve Aleph Taha Eret. Bereshit Bet Resh.
I don't know where to begin.
Baruch Atah. Oh, you wanna learn Hebrew? Start with the Aleph Bet, let's teach you. The simple as mic check. 1, 2. I left the tableau as me do. I left. Mighty as a knot, let me bull rush. Head on collision on my way, never out of touch. Obey my house, I ain't playing. Take off your shoes at the door, know what I'm saying? Gman. On a camel straight to Hebron. But nowadays, chillaxing with my peeps in Compton. Dale. Open doors to your mind solid. Stop saying can't if you can't, well stop it. Hey, receive this love like Abraham. And Sarah study more if you don't understand. Vibe. Leave you hooked to this melody. Nail it in your thoughts now low, what you telling me? Line. My weapon of choice, I swing sword. Draw blood first, this is spiritual war. Looking out the window, Detroit red. 2020 vision, spiritual leg. Baruch God. Oh, you wanna learn Hebrew? Start with the Aleph Bet, let's teach you. The simple as mic check. 1, 2. I left the tableau as me do. Hey, virtuous woman using a basket, walking in the ways every day. I ask this, use. Let your hand guide her daily, traveling mercies and lead her to safety. Now open your palm and hold your child. Allow her to soak in the knowledge right now. Lamed, and God with the staff like a shepherd. Teach the sheep, one perfect cup will measure. Mem, water in the kitchen through the chaos. Mighty on the stove, let's eat now. Layla, noon, dreams of fish I must capture. Revelation had to spit a rap before the rapture. Zamic, and support Yasha El. Grab the thorns, I hate protect as well. My eyes steady watch, so I'm able to know to humble myself and give the highest praise. Yo. Baruch Atah, everybody in Yasha El. Oh, you wanna learn Hebrew? Start with the Aleph Bet, let's teach you. The simple as mic check. 1, 2. I left the tableau as me do. Hey, with my mouth I blow breath into your soul like the Father did flesh. Shoddy, a man on the side made me wait. He tried to escape in pursuit, I chased. I saw the sun on the horizon, condensed circle of people. I thought perfect timing. Ahead of man, so I gotta be first. Top beginning for sheep, church. I lost my 2 front teeth as a child. Pressed to eat, but it's harder now. Embrace the signs, this is monumental. Signal, you know Hebrew simple. Yeah, now people might say, for all glory to you, who was that? Not new knowledge, but you must be. We gotta teach the children and be wise. Hallelujah. Feel me? Oh, you wanna learn Hebrew? Start with the Aleph Bet, let's teach you. As simple as mic check. 1, 2. I left the tableau as we do. Look, let me break that down for y'all, man. Oh, so you wanna learn Hebrew? Start with the Aleph.
This is Ronald Francoeur representing from Atlanta, Georgia. And when I'm not busy in the studio, I'm checking out Debate Talk for You Radio. Keep up the great work, Sal Showtime.
All right, then we are back once again. It's Debate Talk for You time. It's public Q&A time, actually, where the people out there could call in all across the globe. If you're listening on social media, if you're listening on Blog Talk Radio, you want your voice to be heard, dial the number 319-527-6239. Call in via phone or Skype. Once you call in, you got to press number 1, and then we can add you in a conversation. Only rule that I have is that you got to keep it clean, keep it professional, and do the high volume of callers, please. Keep some of your questions as brief as possible. And if you're long-winded, don't get offended if I have to move on to the next question. It's just I'm trying to get to as much people as possible. We don't screen any calls out here, so anybody could call in. Again, that number is 319-527-6239. Again, all I ask is you keep it clean, you keep it professional. So let's go to the audience. Let's go to the people. Let's go to the first person up. Let's go to 517-392. You're live on the air. (517), you're live on air. Can you hear me? Yeah, 517, we can hear you. Loud and clear. What's going on?
Slow, you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes. You got a question? Go ahead.
It's a question. And it's somewhat of a comment, but it's more of your question. Now, the question is about the Deuteronomy 23:7 about thou shalt not abhor a Edomite. And so the thing is, the question is, how does that apply to giving another race salvation? Because when you look at that story, we were commanded to, we was traveling and we was commanded to go walk past and to ask the Edomites to let us pass, and of course they did not do so. And then when you go 2 scriptures overboard, we were told to kill the Amalekites, which are Edomites. So the question is, where's the concept of using that particular scripture to justify giving our oppressors salvation? Giving them salvation.
Yeah, I'm hearing the echo. Who you related question to? Is it to the Shut 'Em Down crew or G.Man?
It goes to G.Man. It just goes to G.Man because people like G.Man and many other people, they use that to give Esau the so-called salvation. And it's like, how do you do that? When you literally read the story and also the chapters over, and also know the Hebraic meaning of salvation, because there's no race on this earth, especially Esau, that needs salvation. They own everything. So just how do you use that particular scripture to give them salvation?
All right, there, G-Man.
I apologize. I didn't hear all of that. So I'll answer this to the best of. Hey, Sal, could you give me the quick recap of what he asked, because I didn't get all that.
Yeah, he's there. He's there. Good. You can ask it again, but try to be louder, a little louder. 517. You're still there. Good. You can ask it again.
My question is, when we go to the Deuteronomy chapter 23:7 about thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, when we read the Hebrew, it also means to stink. And when you say stink, that means if like you used to smell something, you would be displeased with it. Now the story was, we were traveling to go to our homeland, and we asked them to let us pass. We would not bother them. And of course they said no. So when you go 2 chapters over, you will hear that the Most High commanded us to kill the Amalekites. These are Edomites. These are descendants of Edomites. So the question is...
So what's your question?
The question is, how do you use Deuteronomy chapter 23:7 to justify salvation for Esau? When you read the literal story, it had really nothing to do. All it had to do was with us traveling through, and of course they still rejected it. So.
Okay, I got that. Okay, to answer your question is, I would never use Deuteronomy chapter 23:7 to justify salvation for them. I was using the verse to show the behavior that what God was specifically telling the children of Israel how to treat the Edomites and also the Egyptians. In other words, God wanted them to be an example. He didn't want them to treat to treat Esau and the Egyptians the way they was treated in the land of Egypt. So that's number one. And if I was going to try to say that everyone that people are going to be saved, I would go to the New Testament and I would talk about the life of Christ and what Christ came to do. I would never use Deuteronomy 23:7 as a way to try to justify anyone's salvation. I would use something in the New Testament, like for God so loved the world or something like that, you know.
All right. I believe we lost one of the members of the Shut 'em Down crew. Who we lost here? Oh, Water Swordsman. Where are you? You got to press number 1 to wear the Water Swordsman. We'll bring you back in, but let's let the Shut 'em Down crew answer. Let's go to the – go ahead, Shut 'em Down crew. War's not here, but hopefully he calls back in. Go ahead, guys.
Someone's got a question, or are we going to answer that same question? We'll take
if you
another
wanted to rebut. Yeah, if you wanted to rebut, you could. Or you want to move on, we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on because Aparim answered that earlier in the show.
Aparim
addressed that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's go to the next person then. Let's go to 702-806. You're live in air.
This is Bishop Isaiah. I'm here. This is Bishop Isaiah. And I just want to say that the shutdown crew demolished the G.Man. All the Israelites were brown since the day of Yahweh Shah going into the Atlanta slave trade, and to this day, we are brown. I will say this. I truly believe that G.Man despised the Israelites when Yahweh Shah roamed the earth, just like he despised the Israelites up to this day, and honestly, he has the characteristic of the Edomite and the Hamite, and that's all I have to say.
Yeah, it maybe is.
All right, Bishop. That's funny. That's funny. Okay.
By the way, a war is back. A war is back. War, you want to say anything before we move on? Go ahead.
Yeah, you can move on, bro. That's my brother. Peace to you. Shalom, brother.
Shalom, brother. Shalom.
All right, so, we got to let G-Man respond. Go ahead, G-Man, you can respond.
Oh, all right, yeah, great. Yeah, if he's saying I got slaughtered, then basically he believes what they believe. He believes that the devil is not an angelic being. He believes that the devil, and I hope Bishop Isaiah calls back to correct himself. I don't know. He's saying that the devil is not an angelic being. He's saying that the devil is not the serpent in the Garden of Eden. He's saying that the devil isn't all of the things that I talked about in this debate. In fact, he believes, and he's just as confused as these three are, that Satan is the white man and Israel and all the other nations as well, too. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, but Bishop Isaiah, you're still there. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, first of all, if you look at the situation, Lucifer was an angel. He was the most beautiful angel in heaven. So you have to understand he was actually brown before he got tossed out of heaven. The devil could be like the shut down crusade. The devil can be of any nation. It's just not the so-called Hebrew Edomites. Our people, you have a lot of devils. It just depends on the spirit. I look at the spirit, and just like you have the spirit of a very derogatory, negative individual because you despise the Israelites. You denounce your own nationality. Like I said, you despise them the day that Yahweh Shah roamed the earth, and you despise the Israelites to today. So you can be also classified because of your very evil, wicked, negative spirit as the devil. So that's my response.
He's entitled to his opinion. He clearly doesn't know what a devil is, but it's okay.
All right. Once again, the number is 319-527-6239. Feel free to call in, y'all. Don't be shy, but we have a lot of people standing by. Again, and we have like 41 minutes on the air, so we have a lot of time. We have a lot of time to get to your questions and your comments. Again, if you're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you're checking out the show, if you're inside a Facebook group listening to the show, you want to ask your questions, feel free to call in 319-527-6239. Once you dial that number, you press number 1, and you can ask your question. Now, again, the only thing that I ask you is that you keep it clean, keep it professional. Again, in the chat room, if you're in the chat room, you can type your questions, and I'll read them out live to my special guest. But let's go on to the next person. We're going down in order to continue your questions. Let's go to 804-519. You're live in there.
Hey, how's it going? This is Brother Marcus. How y'all doing?
Hey, Brother Marcus, what's happening, man?
All right, nothing much. Just listening to this debate. man, I got a couple of things I want to say real quick. There's just so many things that I've heard in this debate that disturbed me. You know, it kind of makes me sick, and I can't really address them all. But what I really want to first say is that, you know, those of the Shut 'em Down crew, y'all really got to stop teaching that, you know, the white man is Esau and the Edomites. You know, we know that that's not scholarly at all. We know that's not even biblical. And we know this because in the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 21, the great he-goat, which we all know referred to Alexander the Great, in the KJV, it's called the King of Grecia. But if we look at the underlying Hebrew text in Daniel 8:21, where it says Grecia, it actually says Javan in Hebrew. So the Greeks are actually the Javanites. And we all know that according to Genesis chapter 10, verse 2, the Javanites are the children of Japheth. So the Greeks are what? Japhetic. They're not Edomites. So that's like completely ignorant, man. Another thing is y'all got to stop saying stuff like the white man has no melanin. I mean, come on, that's not even scientific at all, bro. If they didn't have melanin, why do they have freckles? If they didn't have melanin, why do they get a tan? If they didn't have melanin, why do they have hair color? If they didn't have melanin, why do they have eye color? It doesn't make any sense. So stop saying that. Y'all brothers got to step your game up, man. Another thing is, as far as is the white man the devil, I think that it's clear that both sides have stated that the devil himself is not an actual person, like a human being, but he's more of a spirit. And I think that's scripturally clear as well. I think G.Man did an excellent job pointing that out. And we even see that the Shut 'em Down crew, they shut themselves down plenty of times when they even admitted that same thing. So, I mean, it's pretty clear on who got the victory in this debate. Shout outs to you, brother G.Man. This was another landslide. It's kind of sad that there's 3 guys against 1, and they all couldn't, answer your question. So it's kind of pathetic. But, peace to y'all both. Shut 'em Down crew, y'all got to step y'all game up, man. Stop regurgitating that 1980 breakdown. Come on, bro. That's all I got to say.
All right, we're going to let the G-Man respond first, and after that, we're going to have the Shut 'em Down crew respond. Go ahead, G-Man.
Here's my response. Praise God, Brother Marcus. God bless you, bro. You're so right. This thing was over a long time ago. Anyway, hey, what does the Shut 'em Down crew got to say? More whining and crying? I don't know what they're going to say.
All right, let's bring in the Shut 'em Down crew.
I want to say something, right? First of
all,
let
me just make this point.
I want to say
real
something.
Quick, let me make this point real quick. To answer the brother's question, Javan, I'm going to give you an example in the scriptures. Before Esau took on the name Amalek, and that became, there was an Amalek before Esau took on the name Amalek. So what you got to understand is that as people took over lands, especially Esau, he took on the names of those inhabitants. Okay? The same way he went to Mount Seir and took on that name and was known to be from Mount Seir. So that happens in the Bible. Okay? The Edomites in the Bible are not of the seed of Japheth. Okay? If that's what you're trying to allude to by saying that Javan was the Greeks come from Javan, the Javanites. Okay? So that's simple, what you're trying to say. The other point that he made, what was the other point he made, Sal? I don't know. Remind me of the next point he made, that we got to step our game up.
Honestly, I was on social media, man. I don't remember all the points. But go ahead. You want to say anything? Go ahead.
I want to say something quick, right, concerning, first of all, this guy, Marcus, he don't know the scripture, because in Daniel, the 7th chapter, it tells you about the third beast. The reason why I say beast, because these kingdoms are satanic. When you study the scripture, God never called Israel a beast. The only time when God called Israel a beast is when Israel go off. When you read Daniel, the 7th chapter, it speaks about 4 empires was going to rule the earth, and God called them beasts. The reason why God called them beasts, it was against God's people, and these kingdoms were satanic. And it tells you about the third beast, who was the Greek, and it tells you about the 4th, who was the Roman. But the third beast, who was the Greek, it tells you they were like a leopard. And the reason why I didn't describe the Greek or the Romans with no symbol, because the Greek come out of the Romans. No, the Romans came out of the Greek. That's why it's called the Greco-Roman Empire, right? So when you read it, it said here, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon his back of it 4 wings of a fowl, and the beast, right? Because these kingdom was working on the order of Satan. It was operating in satanic vibration, right? And it said here, and also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it, right? And when you jump down, it said, and I saw in the night vision and beheld a 4th beast. You see, that's talking about the Roman Empire, and terrible and dreadful and strong exceedingly, and have great iron teeth, and devour and break in piece, and stamp the residue, right? So the Roman Empire controlled the known world back there then. And the Roman Empire is extend over here. America is the final leg of the Roman Empire. And these kingdoms are satanic. That's why Daniel called them beast. And when you read on it here, okay, with the feet of it, and was diverse from all the beasts, and they were before it, and have 10 on. And when you read in Revelation 12, just a minute, Isaiah, I'm just going to finish this. Revelation 12 and 3. And it said, and there appeared another one in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. Why say great red dragon? Because Satan was working through these kingdoms. So G-Man is wrong when he said Satan cannot work through these kingdoms. And when you check out the history of the white people, what's the history of the white people? They bought us over as slaves. That's satanic. They dropped a bomb in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That's satanic. They came over here.
They lie on Christ.
They lie on Christ. They put Christ up as being white. They put God as being white. They put angel as being white. They put everyone in the Bible as being white. That's satanic. Then they came over here and slaughtered 700 North American Indians. That's satanic. They conquered the whole planet Earth. Right now, what's going on the planet Earth? There's hundreds of wars going on the planet Earth. And who's the cause of it? The so-called white people. They have destroyed the earth. They have destroyed the animal. They pollute the ozone layer. They destroy the water. That's why we call him the devil, because of his action. The action of the white people. Everyone commit evil. You know what I mean? The Babylonians, the Egyptians, even the Israelites commit evil. But the white man is a pinnacle. The white man is the head of all evil.
Right.
Uh-huh.
The border. It's called the border of wickedness. The border of wickedness.
Yeah.
So,
that's what God called him. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the other point now. Real quick, the brother, what's his name? Simple Marcus mentioned about the melanin. All right, let me clarify this for you. Since you want to say we want to step our game up. Scientifically, yes. The so-called white man does have melanin, but he does not have the correct melanin. He has a deficiency, okay, because there's 2 types of melanin. There's a type of melanin that brown-skinned people have that's normal, that actually gets vitamin D from the sun. And then there's another type of melanin that the so-called white man, red people have that is not normal. It's abnormal. It's a totally different type of melanin. So if you want to go into the scientific study of it, you can go into MD Now and go to all the medical books and research it. Since you say we don't know what we're talking about, we know what the hell we're talking about, G-Man fan. You're a G-Man fan, Marcus.
So let me finish this, Isaiah. And there appear another one in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. The great dragon is talking about the white man, the Roman Empire, Greek. That's what it's talking about. The great red dragon having 7 heads. The 7 heads, G-Man didn't explain it because he couldn't explain it. The 7 heads is the Greek, the Roman, the British, the French, the Dutch, the Portugal. Those are the 7 heads. And those 7 heads make up 7 empires. Because there was 5 empires that's ruled this known world. The British, the French, the German, and so forth, right? And the 10 on make up the 10 common market, right? So G-Man didn't explain that because he don't know the scriptures. He didn't explain the 7 and 10 on. And these 7 and 10 on is been Satan is the one that control these 7 and 10 on. Satan is working through them. Satan is working through the Greco-Roman Empire, which is extension. It's called America. America is an extension of the Greco-Roman Empire. Go and check it out. Anyone can check it out. Okay.
All right, we got to let a war reply real quick, and then after that, we got to go to the next person. Get a war. You can reply.
Yeah, I want to say this to old Judas. Anybody that joined my enemies is my enemy. This is Revelation 13, verse 10. Take this to the white man. Take this to vocab. It says, he that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. He that kill with the sword must be killed with the sword. Tell him Jesus said that, all right? Tell Vocab that, okay, Judas? All right, I'm finished.
All right, so, we have like 30 minutes on the air, people. We have 30 minutes on the air again. We have more than enough time to get some of your questions and your comments. As a matter of fact, we can go into the overtime part of the show if need be. So if you have any questions or comments, again, that number is 319-527-6239. You're now listening to Debate Talk for You. Topic of debate is the white man, the devil. This is the handicap match between the G.Man versus the Shut 'Em Down crew. And for those of you that want to vote for winners or losers, you can go to the description box. I have the actual link to the Debate Talk for You group called DT4U Q&A Lair. You can actually select who won the debate, who lost the debate, and you can also leave your comments. I prefer for you to go back and study the information, do your research. But for those of you that insist on getting a winner and you got all the answers like Kanye, go to the description box and you just click on the link right here, and you can actually select winners or losers of the debates. All right, so we're going to go to the next person, guys. Go to the next person. Let's see who's on the switchboard. We got somebody calling from Skype. Skype caller, you're live in there.
Black Jesus Minister, the Ecclesiastes 3 Christian. What's happening?
What's going on, man?
All right, well, let me say this to everybody real quick. Brother Ward, I love you, brother. And to the other brothers, I don't know y'all who's on his crew. I love y'all too. But the truth is the truth. And Brother Ward and I have had these discussions before. And but Brother G.Man definitely won this debate hands down. And the reason why he won this debate, dear brothers, is y'all need to just obey the word, the simple word. There's some confusion. Using the word calling the white man the devil, it is a generic term. The scripture says that God created man a little lower than the angels. It is a fact that Lucifer is an angel. He's a real literal person, not some spirit or not some sort of a evil source, spiritual source, but a real person. As are all of the angels, because he was the archangel in heaven before he was kicked out of heaven. So that settles it. Now, why do we use the term calling the white man the devil, which has been greatly known, mostly identified with the Nation of Islam? It is because, brothers, if you all go to Genesis 10, everybody go to Genesis 10. Genesis 10 and 5 says, Genesis 10:5 and Genesis 10 and 7. Okay, Genesis 10:5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families in their nations. The three races of the human family are Negroid, Mongoloid, and Caucasoid. And the Caucasoids are white people. And Japhet are the Europeans. Ham is the Africans. And Sham is the Middle Eastern Asiatic people. So the Caucasoid European people, where do they live? They don't live in Africa. They don't live in the Middle East and Asia. They live in Europe, who are the descendants of Japhet. Let's stop all this mess calling Esau, who married Egyptian women. And those children, if he was red or if he was white, his children got darker and darker, which because they married Egyptians. Let's stop playing games, brothers and sisters. Let's stop believing in indoctrinated lies. Let's believe the word of God. Now, where did the white man come from? The Bible says it. Now you all need to obey the Bible. Obey the Bible, people. And stop loving your religion more than the truth. Go to 2 Kings 5 and 10. Go to 2 Kings 5. 2 Kings 5. This tells you where the northern European pale white man comes from. The southern European white man comes from Japhet. But the more pale northern white European comes from Gehazi. Gehazi is the father of all northern white Europeans that you all are calling the devil, which they are devils in a sense that they are more susceptible to the spirit of Satan. The word Gentile, and the only Gentiles in the Bible are the descendants of Japhet, not Ham, not Shem. Go ahead and read Genesis 10 again to see that. The word Gentile was only mentioned and ascribed to Japhet, not Shem, not Ham. And the word Gentile means uncivilized, heathen, and not knowing God. So since the word Gentile means not knowing God, and this is their condition, they are more susceptible to the spirit of Satan and the wiles of Satan, but they too can be saved just like anybody else, and we do evil as well. Now, go to 2 Kings 5 and 26 and 27. Well, I'm going to just read 27. Gehazi was cursed by Elijah, and he was turned white. And it said that his seed will be white like him. Verse 27. And the leprosy therefore of Naaman shall cleave unto thee and unto thy seed forever. And he went out from his presence a leper as white as snow. Gehazi was cursed white. And it said his seed forever. That means his children, his children, his children, children. So if you believe the Bible, then who are the people that look like this that are on the planet? It is white people. Stop all the nonsense calling white people red. That is dumbass to this, brothers and sisters. The red man is the Indian, if you want to be.
I got to keep it clean, man. Got to keep it clean. But we got to go to the shut them down cool. Let them respond to that.
Can I say something? Yeah. Can I say something? I ask the brother quick. You see, this confusion. You see, you brothers are confused. When you read in the Bible, Daniel 7th chapter, G.Man, I'm going to show you how G.Man doesn't know what he's talking about. But first of all, spiritual spirit, negative spirit, Satan and his angel work through nation, right? Now I'm going to ask Black Jesus a question. The Babylonian Empire, were they satanic?
Brother,
I'm asking you, answer me yes or no. Or are they satanic, yes or no?
Not in the beginning, but in the end, yes. They did decline the debauchery. Yes, sir.
Okay. The Assyrian, were they satanic?
Not in the beginning, but in the end, yes, sir.
What about the Greek?
They were Gentiles, so they were wicked from jump start. Yes, sir.
So Satan and his angel work through nation, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, Satan is an angel, and the other angels that was thrown out of heaven, 1/3 of the angels was thrown out of heaven.
They work through nation. They work through nation, right?
Sir, listen, brother. They work on people, brother, and nation. Daniel 7th chapter.
When you read Daniel 7th chapter, bro, you read about the 4 beasts, right? Why God call them beasts? Why God call them beasts?
Because they have the spirit of Satan, brother. Yes.
Okay. The fourth beast now was the Romans, right? The fourth beast was the Roman Empire, right? And it tells you there was going to be more satanic than all nations. Those are where the white people come from, the Edomites. Those are where the white people coming from. Okay. So G-Man don't know what he's talking about because demon, Satan worked through nation. And the nation of Edom, or the so-called white people, Satan worked through them more than any other nation on the planet Earth. White people is more evil than any other nation on the planet Earth through their actions. And if you want to go into that, I can go into the history.
I agree. I agree with you. That's why the Bible said in Genesis 5. Genesis 5 and Genesis 10 and 5. Hold on. Genesis 10 and 5.
Black Jesus. Wait a minute. Black
Jesus.
Just a minute.
Who's debating?
Hold on. Black Jesus. 1 minute.
Wait. Hold on.
Black Jesus. 1 minute. No, he been talking long, Sal. He been talking. I have to talk. Black Jesus. You need to correct G-Man and tell G-Man say Satan and his angel work through nations. You need to correct him in that. Because he thinks Satan is just up there, or the demon is up there just floating around. They work through nations. And they work through the Roman Empire. It tells you in Daniel, Revelation 12, the 7 Ezra 10 on. Satan works through them.
Can I respond? Brother, I agree with you, brother. Yes, Satan and his angels work through people and nations. And not just exclusively white people, but any nation and any people.
I agree with you. But more so to white people.
Okay, but yes, I agree with you, brother. That's why in Genesis 10, that Japhet, who are the descendants of white people, they are Gentiles. That's why they are called Gentiles. They are more.
So you need to correct G.Man. You need to correct G.Man, Daddy. You need to correct G.Man.
Okay, well then, brother, I'll give him that correction.
You need to correct him because he said Satan is just proof.
Can I respond to something that this guy said? Because this guy is talking about us, and we don't deal on an ignorant level, brother. So have you ever heard of Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, brother?
No, brother. Educate me.
All right. Okay. No, you have not. So when you're gonna sit there and insult Native Americans and call them the red man, you just as ignorant as you want to be. Okay, because Johann Friedrich Blumenbach is the one in the he lived from 1752 to 1840. And he was the one that labeled every race according to these terms. The Caucasian he called white, the Mongolian he called yellow, the Malayan he called brown, the Ethiopian or so-called Africans he called black, and the American, which were the Native Americans, he called red. So know your history, brother, before you try to come here and diss us and say we ignorant and dumbassed and all that. Come on, man. We dealing on a scholarly level, brother, and that's your answer right there. So the Native Americans are not red. Everybody knows that. If you have any Native Americans in your family, you insulted them. Those are dark-skinned people.
All right, hold on one second. We gotta let the G-Man respond real quick. Let the G-Man. I'm gonna bring you back in, Black G-Man. Let's let G-Man respond real quick though. Go ahead. You got it.
First and foremost, so for the member of the Shut It Down crew that said they had to correct me on something, number one, I never said that Satan didn't work through nations. I never said that. I said that the devil was an angelic being and that he was a spirit, and I differentiated him from nations. You're trying to argue that nations, that these individual nations themselves is the devil in of himself. We're not debating if the devil uses nations. We're debating on who is the devil. Okay, and you think it's the white man. I'm talking about how he's an angelic being and how he's a spirit. That's why this debate was over a long time ago. And I'm finding it very odd that the Shut 'Em Down crew can't stay on topic for their life that depended on it. Okay, it doesn't matter if the Indian man was a red man or not. At the end of the day, what does that got to do with whether or not the white man is the devil or not? Which you guys already admitted that I won because you said that he was an angelic being, and you admitted that he was a spirit. So why don't we get back on topic, guys? Seriously, I can mail you guys some Thorazine or some mineral or something so that you guys can focus. Come on, focus.
All right, Black Jesus Minister. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, War. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously this guy has a listening disorder. You just heard what he said? All night we've been telling him that, see, when you're indoctrinated, right, it makes you deaf, blind, and dumb. We've been telling him all night, okay, that he's the seed of the devil. He just said, we said that he's the devil. This man is not listening. Something wrong with you, brother? Let me read this, right? You need to explain this. This is 2 Thessalonians, and it says, verse 7, Paul brought out a mystery about this particular son of perdition that was going to come in the future. He says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Why did he say that? During that time, the Roman Empire was ruling. It was in the beginning legs, right? And then it says, only he who let me finish, will let, until he take it out of the way. Then it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Then it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. So it's showing you there's a particular group of people that's going to be working after the spirit of Satan. What part of that you don't get, my man?
What part of it that you don't understand, that scripture is talking about the spirit of Antichrist that was at work at the time. And then it was predicting, listen to me, bro, I know 2 Thessalonians like the back of my hand. I quote it all the time on my channel. If you will watch it, you will know that. Now, the bottom line is this. They're talking about the spirit of Antichrist that was working towards deceiving people to not believe on Christ, but rather to believe in these false gospels, kind of like the false gospel that you believe in. Because on the one hand, you don't understand that we're supposed to be debating, is the white man the devil, and you're worrying about who the Israelites are on this hand, who the Indians are. That ain't got jack squat diddly to do with answering the question whether or not the white man is the devil or is the devil someone else.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Whatever you want about me, but I'm staying on topic. You got to go home.
Especially.
There's three of you. That's sad.
All right, guys. We have like 15 minutes on the air, people. We have 15 minutes on the air. Again, what do you think about this handicap match right here on Debate Talk Radio? Is the white man the devil? The G.Man versus the Shut 'em Down crew. Again, the number is 319-527-6239. Again, for those of you that feel like you got all the knowledge and information, you can hit the link in the description box. I'm also putting it in the YouTube description box. And please support the links, and at least check them out and see what's going on with the links in the description box. And again, we have the link to the actual Debate Talk View group if you want to vote for winners or losers inside the description box. So again, if you want to cast your vote or leave a comment on who you think won this debate, for those of you that need to have winners or losers when it comes to these debates, you can actually go to that group and vote on the polls. But we got to go to the next person. We have to go to the next person. Sorry about that, Black Jesus Minister. We got to go to the next person, though. So let's go to 716-541. You're live over the air.
Thank you for taking my call. And I agree with the second guy that was just talking. Now, the Bible, we should go by what the Bible says. Now, the Bible says that he is a created being. He is real. He is a man. Okay? He is not a entity or anything like that. He is real. Now, the Bible says that Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. So when he comes back, you know what I mean? The same thing is going to happen. They're going to reject him. Okay, now we're not going to believe the white man. We're going to believe his brother. You know what I mean? Esau cannot be the white man. He cannot be. His brother betrayed him, and when he come back, his brother is going to betray him. Okay, y'all, we're not going to follow the white man. The brother is going to mislead us. And that's what Satan does. You know what I mean? He attacks the word of God. Like my brother said, we have to say what's in Scripture, not indoctrinated, you know what I mean, what we was taught and, what we want to be, because it's not about us. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
G-Man, you on the line. You can respond, G-Man.
Oh, okay. I think I know what the person who just made the comment was trying to say, although I'm a little confused at a couple of things. I do want to say this.
She's still there. She's still there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Could you express that a little bit more detail for me about what you meant by that? Because I'm a little lost.
Well, okay, because I don't know. I was getting the feeling that you're trying to say that he's not real, that he's not a man, and he is. And the Bible says that Esau was red and ruddy. It also says the same thing about Adam. And if you ever seen a picture of a red heifer, it looks brownish red. We should just say what the Bible say. You know what I mean? You cannot use your own private interpretation.
Okay, I don't have nothing to say because I'm in agreement. I have nothing to say with that.
I got you. Let's go to the Shut 'em Down crew then. Let's go to the Shut 'em Down crew. Open up the phone line.
I want to say something on that about Esau. First of all, in Hebrew, it's a different word for brown. And I forget how to. The Hebrew word for brown is different. It's true. The lentil bean was red. It didn't say reddish brown. Go and do your research. It did not say reddish brown. The lentil true. It say red. And Jacob was
but is there a difference in red and ruddy and red? Because I'm hearing y'all read red.
No. Ruddy. No. When the giant came to David, why would he say you're red? Why would he say that? That don't make sense. He was talking about his youthfulness.
It might not make sense to you, my brother. Okay, but it was
come
written.
on.
Oh, come on. You
Please.
They're fighting. Listen. Just a minute.
One at a time, y'all. One at a time. One at a time.
The giant, right, approach David. They're going to fight. Why would the giant say, you're red, you're a redskin? No, the giant want to kill David. So he was talking about David meaning youthful looking, young looking. That's what the word red means. It don't mean that he was red like Esau or ruddy like Esau. And Adam was red. Adama means from the earth. Dam means blood. Adama means from the earth, from the dark earth. That's what it means, right? So Esau was red. He was red because he didn't have no pigment, so his blood showed forth through his pigment. That's what.
He didn't have
red.
any brown melanin. He didn't have any brown melanin in his pigment.
Yeah.
To be specific. And we don't want G-Man coming back twisting around words, because that's what he liked to do, twist around what we say and laugh and cackle and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Awar, you want to say anything, Awar? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I want to say this, right? I hear that a lot. Y'all got to stop going on the internet listening to that old crazy white man with his definitions, because he's changing a lot of the definition because the prophecies are coming to pass. So he's putting his own definition. When you Google stuff now, his definition come on and stuff. So stop following.
Right.
Stop that if you ain't got 10 years of studying the Bible, please. Thank you.
All right, we got like about 9 minutes on the air, family. You have 9 minutes on the air. What that means, if you're listening on social media, if you're listening on Blog Talk, once that time runs out, the only way you hear the rest of the show live is by calling in. Again, that number, 319-527-6239. You want to hear the overtime part of the show live? Call in before the time runs out. Again, we're going to be taking some more of your questions, and also we have the final statement portion of this debate still, later on. But we're trying to take as much questions from the people as possible. Again, that number, put it in the phone, lock it down, and speed dial, 319-527-6239. You got to call before the time runs out. There's 8 minutes left on the air right now. Again, you got to call in before that time runs out if you want to hear the rest of the show live. Other than that, check out the archives later on. Go to the iTunes podcast. Go to the YouTube page. Just type in Debate Talk for You on the YouTube page and in the search box, and you'll see subscribe. And of course, we're on Blog Talk Radio, Twitter, Instagram, all things social media. Just type in the search box Debate Talk for You. All right, so let's go to the next person. Let me check the chat room. What's going on in the chat room? Okay, I see people in there, but nobody's asking any questions. Shout out to everybody that's inside the chat room. We appreciate y'all. Yeah, I have any questions, y'all can just type it in, and I'll read them out live to my special guest. I'm going to check my emails a little later on. But let's go to the next person. Let's see. Let's go to 323-232. You're live in the air.
All right, shalom, Shabbat shalom, Sal.
Shabbat shalom. What's going on?
Not much. I have a comment for G-Man. I'd like to read two scriptures. I'd like to say shalom to all the brothers too. Awar, what's up, man? Matthew chapter 16, and I want to start at verse 21 down to verse 23. Just trying to explain to G-Man why we say that Esau is the so-called white man. It says, from that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me. For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Now we know that Peter is not the spiritual demon Satan. So Christ was addressing the spirit he was coming in when he went against what Christ said was going to happen. He's addressing the spirit behind Peter's comments. So that's how we're calling Esau the so-called white man. We are addressing the spirit that they operate in. When we say that the white man is the so-called devil, if I'm not mistaken, the brother's been saying that all night to you. It is simple. So when Christ called Peter Satan, he's not calling him directly the spiritual demon, but he's addressing the spirit that Peter was operating in at that time. I want to read one more scripture. I think earlier the brothers even brought out in Malachi that the nation of Esau shall be called the border of wickedness. The word border means territory. They are the wicked, according to the Most High himself. I want to read Isaiah chapter 26, and I want to read verse 10. It says, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Most High. So it's clear that this nation, the way they operate, the things that they do, the law that they pass, it all goes against the Most High with their evolution, saying that there is no God. The spirit that this nation operates in, their leading men, their government, their police officers, whoever you want to call it, their judges, they operate in a spirit that goes against the Most High. They are the devil. They are Satan. The same way how Christ called Peter Satan because of the spirit that they operate in. That's my comment for G-Man.
Yeah, and I want to respond to that. Is that okay, Sal? Yeah, okay, Sal?
Yeah, go ahead. You want to? Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, listen, man, this is directed toward the caller. That's a bad argument, and I'm going to tell you why, all right? You're talking about, again, we're going back to the characteristics. You're saying that all of the different things that the so-called Edomites are practicing, and it's a spirit that's controlling them that makes them the devil. I'm going to tell you why that's a really weak and bad argument, because now you're throwing all of them into the same category. You cannot prove, nor, as a matter of fact, I know for a fact you can't prove that all Caucasian people, or quote-unquote Edomites, as you guys like to call them, are all rejecting Christ as their Lord and Savior, and they're not trying to obey God's law, statutes, and commandments, and they're not walking according to Christ. That's baloney, okay? You can't put them all into the same category, but if that's a game you want to play, I can look at the Israelites and be like, hey, check it out. In the days of Ezekiel, they were worshiping a sun god inside of Solomon's temple. And they were worshiping Baal and Molech by throwing their children into the fire. And guess what? It wasn't just a couple of Israelites. It was all of them, even till today. I would be wrong for doing that the same way you would be wrong for saying that the devil is controlling all Caucasian people or Edomites and saying that they're the devil. It is a bad argument. It needs to be flushed down in the toilet where it belongs.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Let me respond to that. G-Man, I went to Malachi. According to the Most High own words, he says that Esau, Edom, the nation of Edom, is the wicked. That's what he said. Do you agree with that?
I believe that Edom was wicked, Israel was wicked, Egypt was wicked, and every other nation that's ever existed was wicked.
Brother, wait a minute. I'm talking about the Bible. According to the book of Malachi, the Most High target one nation. He said the nation of Edom, called him the border of wickedness. He's targeting one nation now. Do you agree with the Most High when he said that the nation of Edom is the wicked?
Yes, and I agree that the Bible also says that. Wait a minute. I'm not done. Wait a minute, I'm not done. But I also agree that the nation of Israel played the harlot with a bunch of idols. So it seems like you have tunnel vision, that you only want to pinpoint and focus on something that another nation is doing while ignoring the nation of Israel. Now deal with what Israel was doing at the time. Please deal with it.
Brother, wait a minute, brother. The reason why I won't deal with it because the Most High already dealt with it already. The Most High said that Israel is going to rule, okay, and Esau is going to be done away with. Okay, according to the book of Obadiah, all the Edomites are going to die out. That's been dealt with already. Israel is going to rule. That's been dealt with already. Okay, so Edom didn't get no mercy from the Most High, but Israel did. Okay? That you understand the Bible.
Sir, not only do I understand the Bible, but I understand what it says in Galatians chapter 3 and 4 and 5 in the entire book, where it's talking about those people who are part of the promise that involves Abraham are those who believe on Jesus Christ. And not everyone believes on Jesus Christ, especially the people in the Black Hebrew Israelite movements. I don't know who they're worshiping, but it ain't Jesus, because Jesus never focused on just one group of people and said that they were the devil. He recognized and said that the devil was was a fallen angel, that he was a spirit, which is why you so brilliantly talked about earlier when he went to Peter, which I was going to mention later on in this debate anyway, where he said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." He was talking to a spirit that was controlling him. You're 100% right, and that spirit that was controlling him is the devil. This debate is about whether or not the white man is the devil. If the devil is controlling the white man, then the white man is not the devil. That's the part you guys are not getting. That's why this debate was over during the first rebuttal.
All right, so we only have less than a minute on the air, people, less than a minute. So you're going to have to call in before the time runs out. If you want to hear the rest of the show live, again, that number, 319-527-6239. We're going into the overtime part of the show. But if you can't make it, we appreciate all the people that listened in on social media. Feel free to check us out Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Blog Talk Radio, Debate Talk for You. Make sure you subscribe and follow the brand. All right, so we got to go to the next person, though. Let's see. Let's look on this phone line. Let's go to 314-680. You're live now.
What's going on, Peace Family? This is G Consciousness. What's up, G Soldier in the building? What's going on, G.Man? How you doing?
What's up, G-Con? What's up, G-Con?
I'm just chilling, man. Peace to the brother of war, Aparion, and also the other brother. I always forget his name. Peace out, Showtime. Shout out to you, brother. It's always a blessing to hear you, brother, and to listen to the show. Man, it's just I've noticed since I've been listening, and I listened in late. Sister Cherry called me and she told me to call in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm coming up out of Memphis, so I'm still at work. But for the most part, man, I've noticed that when the brothers talked about Amalek, he never brought that reference. The brother also talked about, Japhet. He never brought that reference. Then Aparion, he gets on. The sister who just called in and chin smacked him, he never brought a reference nor the scripture. None of these guys are doing any of those things, and I don't know how you guys can say that they actually won this debate. And I've been listening for about the last 30 minutes, and just the questions that's being asked and they're not answering is just ridiculous. But the Hebrew words that's used for red there in Genesis 25 and 25 is 132, which is also used as David just as well. And you also have the Hebrew word that's used down below, it's Edom. That is 122. And you see the same thing that's being used over in Numbers chapter 19 when it says, bring thee a red heifer without spot. That's used in Numbers chapter 19 and 2. If I go get you a red heifer, and it's going to be a brown, not nothing that is like they're stating. And it seems to me that if Moses, who wrote Genesis 25 and 25, would have used the word Laban, which means white, if it was concerning white, but he didn't, and this is the same author of Exodus. But the Hebrew word there that we see actually means a red heifer or it deals with a rosy heifer. So if I go say that this man is ruddy like a garment or he's hairy like a garment, that actually means that he's just like a hairy garment. And when you look at an ancient Israel hairy garment, it's red. It's red, and that red is not the red that we see today, but actually brown, like a brownish color. So these guys have no scholarship. He lied about the melanin. There's actually 3 types of melanin. When we start dealing with the type of melanin that he's talking about, there is 2 types that represent brown and also black. There's brown melanin and black melanin. But this dude is a liar. He's not even dealing with the science. He's lying. White people do have melanin in them. That's why they mostly have either, they're going to have some type of melanin where if they got black eyes or if they got brown eyes brown hair. So it's 2 types of this brown melanin and this black melanin. And then but there's 3 overall types, but the 2 types comes from the melanin that he's talking about. It starts with an E. I think it's melanin or something like melanin or something like that. That's what it is. So he's definitely wrong, and he needs to get his scholarship up and his biblical theology up just as well. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if I'm cutting in and out or not, but can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, so shout out to the brother Marcus that came in. So, man, get y'all scholarship up, man, and stop playing with this stuff, man. You brothers need to stop playing, man. Wash that Jerry curl about your hair, brother, and come on with the truth.
All right, so we got to bring the Shut 'em Down crew in here to respond. Hold on, let me bring them in. Okay. All right. You can respond.
I want to say something quick on that, what you said here. First of all, the Hebrew word for brown is a different. The Hebrew word for red is adawam, and the Hebrew word for brown is kehum, right? I'm going to read something, right? Genesis 30 and 40. It said here, 40. Okay, it said here, and Jacob did separate the lamb and set the face of the flock towards the ring streak, and all the brown in the flock of Laban. So you see brown, and the Hebrew word is kohum. So the Hebrew word for brown, so when you read about Esau being red, right, and it tells you that the red partridge, he was named after the red partridge, the partridge could not be reddish brown, because when you read the Hebrew, it say adawam. It didn't say reddish brown, because it would be two word. If it was reddish brown, it's two word. And first of all, material red and skin red is two different things. He was talking about the red heifer and the red heifer. The red heifer color, the color of material, right, and animal and human skin color is two different things. And I'm going to show you the reason why Esau was red because of the blood. Just a minute. First King, Second King, 3:22. I'm going to read it. Second King 3:22. This is what it says. Second King 3:22. Second King 3:22. And they rose up early in the morning, and the sun shone upon the water, and the Moabites saw the water on the other side as red as blood. As red as blood. So the reason why Esau was called red, because of his pigment, or his melanin. He didn't have no melanin. What do you call it, Isaiah? It didn't have no
melanin.
Melanin. He didn't have no melanin in his skin, right? So that's what make him red, because the blood was showing through his skin. And when you look at so-called white people, they're red. They're not really white. They're red. That's why they call him redneck. That's evidence to prove that they call him redneck, and they call him if they go in the sun, they turn red. If you slap them, they turn red. They're a different shade of red, from a red to a dark red.
Yeah, pardon. Can I bring in the science on that? The science.
Yeah.
Since this guy on the phone, he always try to chime in like as if he knows something, coming in here with his southern drawl and all that. Let me bring in the science. There is 3 types of melanin. Don't call me a liar either, because I don't lie. All right? So, yeah, there is 2 types that are dominant, but there is a 3rd type of melanin. So you have the 2. There are 2 types of eumelanin, brown eumelanin and black eumelanin. This is what most people of color have, okay? There's a 3rd one called faux melanin. Faux melanins impart a pink to a red hue. So wait a minute now. So hold on. If somebody's missing the 2 dark melanins, but they mostly have their faux melanin, who does that fit? Who does that fit in when you look at people? Okay, so that means so-called white people are missing, they're missing the dark melanins, 2 types of eumelanin, brown eumelanin and black eumelanin. They're missing that. They're lacking that. The only way they can get that eventually is through intermixing with other races.
Right.
Then eventually, as it passes down, the DNA, they gonna pick up that brown and black melanin. The black melanin goes to certain body parts, but the brown goes towards the skin. The faux melanin is mainly a pink to a red hue. Okay, and that's specifically what I was saying, that so-called white people, they have that faux melanin. We have it also too, but it shows on your lips. It gives your lips a different color and different parts of your body different color.
Yeah. I want to make one statement before done.
Dark melanin. Mm-hmm.
I want to take one statement about Amma 1. I want to piggyback on Amma 1 say, right? When you study the Bible, G.Man, the only people in the Bible that was called border of wickedness was the Edomites. No other nation. You can search the Bible. The only nation that God called the wicked. When you check out the word wicked, you know what he said? You know what he said, border of wickedness? It says there's no good that come out of Edom. Go and check it out. I'm going to read it to you. Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished and we will return and build a desolate place. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall be called the border of wickedness. The only people, remember that Israel was in the middle, and you have all the other nations around Israel, included Edom. And the only nation that God called in the Bible the border of wickedness, that means nothing good came out of Edom. So you was talking about there was good white people. The Bible called them the border of wickedness. Let me go on. It say, and the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. Why so God is mad at the Edomites? Because of their pride. Because their pride and their lies. They lie all about history. They lie about our history. They lie about all the nation history. They go around panic earth, drop bombs on people. They take people in slavery. How did white people get all their wealth? Rob, rape, murder, and steal. That's why we call him as the devil. It's action. Huh?
Bring it.
His action on the planet Earth prove that is the adversary to God. The white people are the adversary to God. They are adversary to the people on this planet Earth. That's why we call him the devil. Because the word devil just means adversary or accuser, right? So when you study the Bible, the only people that God called the border of wickedness, check it out. The Moabite, God didn't call him that. The Israelite, God didn't call him. God said Israel were wicked. God said Moab is wicked. God said the Babylonians are wicked. God said the Assyrians are wicked. God said the Ammonites are wicked. But the only people that God called the border of wickedness, Malachi 1, verse 5, was the Edomite. That's why we know what we're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, brother. And that brother talking about scholarship, he needs to go and study the Bible, because the only people that God called the border of wickedness is Esau. That's why we say he's the devil. He's the main devil on the planet Earth. He's the main devil on the planet, the main adversary to God and to mankind on this planet Earth, and to the animal, and to the trees, and to the water, to everything on the planet Earth. The white so-called white man is adversary to, and his action proved that.
All right, so it's the handicap match, so we gotta let G.Man come back and respond. Go ahead, G.Man.
Wow, they know how to say a whole lot of nothing, don't they? Listen here, guys, especially the last one that just got finished speaking. You keep talking about how Edom, it was the border of wickedness, and they did all these horrible and terrible things. You tell me what Edom was doing that Israel wasn't doing. Okay? And then on top of that, why don't you tell me what Edom was doing that wasn't going on in Sodom and Gomorrah? But you know what? If that's too difficult for you, why don't you tell me what Edom was doing that, let's say, during the time of the flood? Tell me what the earth was doing differently that Edom was doing that was so much worse. You know what I mean? You obviously don't understand what the Bible means by when it calls a nation wicked, when it calls a person wicked. You want to know who's wicked? The person who rejects Christ as their Savior today. You know who was wicked back then? Those people who did not retain God in their thoughts or obeyed his laws, statutes, and commandments. And it wasn't just Edom. It was the nation of Israel. That's why they got their butts spanked and was sent to Babylon, since they wanted to worship idols so much. God sent them to a land where people worship idols. Then after that, they were sent to the Medes and the Persians. And after that, they were sent to the Greeks. And after that, they were sent to the Romans. And then in 70 AD, their temple got destroyed again, and they were dispersed again. Okay? All you're doing is throwing out blatant assertions with no evidence whatsoever. You guys don't know what you're talking about. Y'all need to go study.
All right, people, once again, you can vote for winners and losers. We have the link in the description box. All you got to do is click on the link, go to the Blog Talk website, and in the description box, we have the actual link to the Facebook page. If you're on Facebook already, though, just type in the search box DT4UQNA Lair. Once again, that's DT4UQNA Lair. That's one of the groups that we have set up for the brand, Debate Talk for You, where you can actually vote for winners and also leave your comments. You can also sign up to be a guest on the show on that particular link page for Facebook. So, again, it's DT4U Q&A Lair. But let's go to the next person. We're only going to take maybe a few more questions and before we get to the final statement. So we're going to take a few more questions from the people out there before we get to the final statement. Again, it's the overtime part of the show, so all you got to do is press number 1. If you have a question, if you already did, just stand by. We're going down in order, and we're taking some of your questions. So let's go to the next person. Let's go to 313-784. You're live in air.
Shabbat Shalom. I wanted to ask a question because, like I said, I feel where G-Man is coming from. I feel where the Shut It Down crew is coming from. But, it's in regards to the white man and devil, I feel that, the G-Man, he proved his point. That Hebrew Israelite doctrine of the white man being Esau, this has been destroyed on so many levels. If you look at Ecclesiastes 1:9, where, and this is simple, where it talks about there's, paraphrasing, there's nothing new under the sun. And they're attempting to say that Esau, out the womb, came out a white man like the German white man or the French white man. Now, it says there's nothing new under the sun. So we can clearly go to Genesis 36:2 and throughout Scripture where Esau took wives of dark nations. He took a wife of Ishmael and he took wives of Canaan, where his parents told him not to go into the wives of Canaan. So he took these wives and produced children. And throughout his lineage, being Hadad the Edomite, he took an Egyptian woman. So if there's nothing new under the sun, can they show me any time where the white man from any of his nations in Europe have been able to take wives from dark nations, and we know they have mixed into many, and those children have came out white people, and then these white people can go from the Middle East, from the land of Idumea in the Arabian Peninsula, and become the Visigoths and the Anglos and the Saxons. That's the thing about like we dealing with the white man today. Yeah, he is the enemy and the oppressor and the one that's destroying the earth and doing these stuff. But he is not Esau. There's no. Like I said, if there's nothing new in the sun, you can't show me no time where the white man has took women of dark nations and produced children, and those children have came out white people like them. You can't show that. So to say that somebody that took dark wives from the beginning of their nation, when Edom first became a nation of people, and he took dark wives from Canaan and from Ishmael and could make another white man like himself, that just don't add up. That's what I'm saying. I can understand where these Israelites who teach that is saying that Esau will be the end of the earth, and after him it will be Jacob. But we have to put some type of other type of thinking. There's too much stuff in Scripture that shows him to be a dark. Idumea was still a nation until the time of the Maccabees, and the Maccabees defined the Macedonia.
Yeah, I apologize, my brother. I apologize. We having some technical difficulties right now. Apparently, G-Man is having problems getting back in. We're trying to, see what's going on with that. Hold on, let me do a little test real quick. All right, G-Man, can you hear me? G-Man. G-Man, are you there? I see your number on the switchboard. All right, man, hopefully, man, you know what? Yeah, I think it's having some technical difficulties. But I'm going to see. I'm going to try to find an alternative. G-Con, if you're out there, G-Con, do me a favor. If you're listening to the show still, call G-Man and see if you could do a three-way on your line. Because, when you're overtime part of the show and the phone dropped, then, you can't get back in. So, G-Con, if you're out there, just call G-Man and, press 1, and I'll put him back, through your line. So just put him on three-way, so we can have him continue with the show. If you're listening, if you're out there, let me see if I see G-Con on the line. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, G-Con, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. G-Man, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm there, yeah.
All right, cool. We got you. So we'll have to leave you on through G-Con line then. I don't know what happened, man. Blog Talk.
Okay.
It's crazy. All right, man. So anything you wanted to address that the brother said?
I didn't hear any of it. Because I don't know what happened. I just left the room. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I got you, man. So we got a lot of, we got plenty more callers. So let's see if we let's let the Shut 'Em Down crew respond, and we'll look at the Shut 'Em Down crew real quick. Let me see if they have anything that they want to say.
I'll answer that. That's an easy answer.
Let me say something.
I just want to answer the question award with this brother, right? It's an easy question answer, right? The brother is one of the brothers still there. The question to the brother: can two black person have a albino baby? I'm asking the brother. The brother is still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Can two black person have an albino baby?
No, my question was in Ecclesiastes 1:9.
I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. I'm just asking you. I want you to answer me that.
Say it one more time.
Can two black dog? I'm talking about black person have a baby that you call albino, that have the same complexion. Okay, so and who made that happen? God made that happen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why do you think it's hard for God to make a albino and a black woman have an albino kid? What's so hard about it? What's so hard about it?
There's nothing hard
Explain
about
it to me. No, there's nothing hard about it. So that's how God do it, because God said the seed of Esau was going to cleave. The seed of Esau, the seed of the gene is going to pass down. The traits of Esau was going to be the seed. So God allowed, when Esau planted seed into the black woman, he allowed the kids to come out looking just like Esau. That's simple as that, brother.
Oh, I'm saying, when did that start and when did that stop? When did that process stop?
Let me say this. I'm about to.
Okay.
Let me come in on that. Let me say this. That's what I wanted to say to you. All right, I got a question I want you to answer. This is Isaiah 34, verse 5. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea," which we know is Edom in the Greek, right? Then it says, "and upon the people of my curse." Now, my question to you,
yes, sir.
What curse is this talking about?
Well, I'm assuming that he was going to destroy Basra, and he was going to put the curses upon the children of Israel.
No, wrong. That curse go way back to Genesis. I'm going to read it. It started with Cain. Cain's seed got killed. I'm going to read it. Here it is. Genesis 4, verse 11. "And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood." Because remember, a curse was put on Cain for killing his brother. Remember? So this curse rehatched with Esau. That's why he came out red. That's the understanding on it. That's why I asked you, what did the curse mean? I got another question. When you go to Revelations, the 6th chapter and the 4th verse, you need to tell me, since you came up like you're a guru on Edomites, who is the red horse that Revelations is talking about? That has had the great sword. I need you to explain that to me. Who is that? Do you know?
But again, when you're saying that, we're talking about Basra, the Edomians. Nobody is claiming to be an Edomian. That nation, what happened in Obadiah, that has already happened. That land over there, you can Google Idumea or Google Basra. Google that land over there. So that land is a desolation. That land is destroyed.
So can I ask you a question, brother? Is Isaiah 34? Is it talking about the second coming of Christ?
I'm not sure, sir.
Yeah, it's talking about the second coming. It's not talking about the land. It's talking about the people. Because when you go to the land of Idumea, Mount Seir, there's no one living there, brother. I have a brother right over there right now. Right over there, we have a brother over there right now. So over there in Mount Seir, there's no Edomite living there. But that's talking about the second coming of Christ. He say his soul is going to be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come out upon Idumea, the people of my a curse unto my judgment. So that's not talking about a land. That's talking about the people, bro.
Baby.
That's talking about the people, bro. Because that's talking about the second coming of Christ. So how could Edom be in the land over there, Mount Seir, and the second coming of Christ when there's no Edomite over there in Mount Seir?
Right.
So your doctrine is false there, brother.
Can I add in something? Can I add something to that too? Also, Parim and a war. The brother mentioned about the Visigoths and the Scythians and all. All those were black people, brother. You got to study your history. The Middle Ages was full of black people ruling. All those names were black people, man. Okay, you got to check it out. Go check out books called Nature Know No Color Line. Go check out Russian Icons. Check out all those books. They're in the library. These are not just books that are sold on the street. These are scholarly books that show pictures and paintings and evidence. There's evidence that black people rule Europe. So when you mention that those are white people, those are not white people. You following the lies that the so-called white man has portrayed himself as being all these people. Every movie that he makes, if he make a movie about the Exodus, everybody's white. He show himself as white. He show all these medieval movies and all that. He show himself as white. So you got to know your history. They're hiding that from you, man. The Scythians were black people. The Visigoths were black people ruling Europe. You go to Russia right now. In Russia, they know that the original czars of Russia were dark-skinned people. Vladimir Putin knows this. I'm just telling you straight. So we got to get out of this simple mindset of just following everything what the white man put on Google and what these people, Awar mentioned it perfectly. A lot of people depend on Google too much. I'm not saying that the internet doesn't have its use. The internet has its use, but you have to be able to differentiate between what is propagated as lies and put out there to the masses for everyone to deceive everyone, and then you got to pick and choose what's really true, and you got to be able to verify it outside of the internet. You got to be able to verify it. So just that's
all right. Yeah, I apologize, Zaria. We got to go to the G-Man right quick. We're out of time. Let's go to the G-Man. You want to respond?
Yeah, I think I said this on this platform before. I think the albino argument is stupid. First of all, white people can't come from albinos because being an albino is a skin condition. It doesn't make you Caucasian. I mean, seriously, he's talking about don't use Google and all this other stuff and whatnot. It would benefit him if he picked up a medical dictionary and go find out what an albino actually is. An albino is not a Caucasian. An albino is someone who has a medical condition. Okay? So, again, they're talking like they're constantly talking about this race of people, this race of people, and this race of people. I'm talking about the Shut 'em Down crew here. Okay? But the topic of today is whether or not the white man's the devil. And they keep talking about who's done this? Who created the atomic bomb? I can talk about Haiti, Africa, Ethiopia, and every black nation out there. That would include the so-called Haitians and all these other people that they claim that's on that 12 tribe chart list, which has been debunked 100 times, and show them all the evil that they've done. It's a mute argument. That's all I wanted to say about that.
All right. So we're going to have time for maybe one or two more questions. And after that, we're going to go to the final statement part of this debate. Again, I appreciate it. We have a whole lot of people checking out the show and pressing number one, but apparently we can't get to every single person. We're going to take only two more callers, and after that, we're going to go to the final statement portion of this debate. And please make your questions as brief as possible. So let's go to the next person. Let's go to 210-362. You're live on air.
Hi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Shut 'em Down crew, can you get me Genesis 25:24-25?
All right, how about you go ahead and read it?
Okay, and it says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Okay, so my question is, do you know what color Isaac was?
Isaac was dark-skinned. Brown.
Are you sure?
Yeah, well, he didn't look like Esau, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so here's where your argument might fall. It says that there were twins in the womb. If you know anything about twins, the only difference between twins can be their weight, their hair, It's never their skin color. Their skin color is always the same.
Oh my God, who is this?
Come on, man. Come on.
man.
You got to do better than that, man. What about fraternal? What about fraternal twins? You telling me if you know anything about twins? I got 8 kids. I don't have twins, but I have 8 kids. Okay, you can have fraternal twins. You can have a boy and a girl. So how about that? How you explain that? Your argument has no valid point.
The thing is, it doesn't say anything about Isaac.
Can I say something quick,
Isaiah? Can I say something quick, Isaiah? First of all, brother. First of all, Abram came out of Ur and the Chaldeans, right? The Babylonians, who were Ethiopian, right, was ruling that area. Abram came out of a black nation. Nimrod was a black man, and Abram came from that area. So if you're checking out Abram, Isaac, and Jacob, everyone know that Abram came from the earth of the Chaldees. And Nimrod was an Ethiopian, a Cushite, and he was ruling. He was the one that built a tower to Babel. So Abram came out of a black nation. The white man wasn't around during that time. He came back on the earth to Esau, Esau.
Yeah, Isaac was dark-skinned, brother. Your question doesn't mean. And twins, if you want to talk scientifically and about birth and all that, twins can come out a boy and a girl. You can have twins that are born a minute apart and they look different. They don't have to look the same. That's why they're called identical twins and fraternal twins.
The skin is the same, and other things can be different. I just said that. I said the hair can be different, their weight can be different. I said those things, but their skin is the same. That's what I said.
Different. No. There's been proof and evidence. Listen,
look it up.
There's evidence. Hello. Excuse me. Let me listen. There's evidence right now of a couple in England. There's evidence of a couple in England right now that had a dark-skinned baby and a baby looking like white, so-called white, and a baby coming out dark-skinned. So what are you talking about? That's modern times. That just happened.
And
let
me say this.
Your argument is, come on now.
Let me say this, and this is what, that's why I stay off the internet, please. This is Genesis 25:23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. That's why when you go back and you check the broadcast, I read the purpose and the will of the Most High. He created people to play good and evil. That's why if you go to this story in Romans, the 9th chapter, it tells you before they were even born, not doing good or evil, the Most High chose Jacob. Because they got to play, one got to play the righteous, one got to play the wicked. Get it through your head, man. All right?
All right, we got to let G.Man respond. You want to address anything, G.Man? Go ahead, you can do that.
I just, this is mind-boggling. I mean, at least the Shut 'Em Down crew could have tried to tie it into how they're the devil. You know what I mean? Again, they're claiming that Esau was an albino. If they knew anything about science, they would know that an albino can't be hairy the way it describes in the scripture. And even if he wasn't albino, it doesn't mean that he gave birth to the white race. If they knew anything about science, they would know in the hotter climate, the people living in that particular area, their skin will be darker. In an older climate, their skin will be more lighter and whatnot. These three don't know what they're talking about. All they're doing is spewing out racism and using their tunnel vision to accuse one group of people of doing all of the horrible, evil things in the world while ignoring black people selling drugs out in the street and ignoring people going after getting shot for a pair of sneakers and ignoring all of the atrocities that goes on in black nations. Like in Haiti, for example, they're over there practicing voodoo, but they're not going to mention that. They're not going to talk about how the Native American Indians were worshiping totem poles and animals and nature and whatnot. They're not going to talk about that. They're not going to talk about how Hispanics over there are constantly going to the whore of Babylon, the Roman Catholic Church. They're not going to talk about that stuff. All they're going to talk about is the so-called white man, the Edomites, Everything happened because of the Edomites. But no other race, no other nation out there did anything. It's a mute point. They can't prove that the Edomites or whoever they're claiming is supposed to be the so-called white man is the devil. They've already admitted that the devil is a supernatural entity. They've already admitted that the devil is an angelic being. And when they did that, this debate was over, because if the devil is an angelic being and if the devil is a spirit, okay, then guess what? That means he's not the Edomites. So it doesn't matter what the origin was. Until they actually reform their arguments and change it up a little bit, they actually talk about the topic that's actually at hand, then the Shut 'em Down crew lost. I'm just waiting to get to the final statement so I can get to bed.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, we're going to pretty much go to the final statements. Again, I appreciate all the listeners out there that's been tuning into the show. Again, it's going to be archived, people, so if you missed any part of this show, you can always go to the archives, go to the iTunes podcast, just type in the search box, Debate Talk for You, and subscribe on iTunes. I never miss another episode. It automatically uploads to your system, wherever you have it, on your PC, your iPad, your iPhones, whatever you have the iTunes podcast on, it'll definitely, upload automatically. So subscribe to the iTunes podcast. Today it is absolutely free. Never miss another episode. Of course, go to the YouTube page, go to Twitter, Instagram, all things social media. Just type in Debate Talk for You and follow the brand. Check out the schedule. All right, so let's get to the final statement part of this debate. Let's go to the G-Man. It's going to be 7 minutes for the final statements. G-Man, you can go ahead.
All right. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you again, Sal, for allowing me to come on here and to debate the Hebrew Israelites. I get a lot of enjoyment out of this, and I was edified by this in the sense that I know that this argument was not very difficult to beat. In my opinion, it was over in the first rebuttal. Some people might say it was over in the opening statement. I'm not sure. For those of you who are listening to this is an important topic because if you people out there believe that your enemy is a human being, then Satan's going to have a field day with you. It says in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. We're told in Ephesians chapter 6 to put on the full armor of God, to stand up to the devil's schemes. We're told that our sword is the word of God. Now, if you're told in Ephesians 6 that you're not wrestling against flesh and blood, and you got these three men here who are claiming they're speaking for the Most High God, that are saying that our war is against flesh and blood, when the Bible is telling us that it's not against flesh and blood, that should be a warning sign to all of you out there. Let me show you guys something here real quick in Romans chapter 3. Some of you have heard me use these scriptures before, but I'm going to do it now to sanctify you guys that are listening to this and understand what the truth is. It says, what then are we better than they? No, in no wise. For we have proved both Jews and Gentiles that they are all under sin. That's Jews and Gentiles. That they're all under sin. As is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. That goes for the nation of Israel. Nobody is righteous apart from Christ. There is none that understand it. There is none that do it. None that seek after God. They are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. That includes Israel. Their throat is an open sepulchre. Their tongues have been used in deceit. The poison of asps under their lips, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction of Israel are their ways, and the way of peace they have not known. There is no fear of God before their eyes. Now we know, and by the way, I'm not talking about the Edomites, I'm talking about everybody. Okay, because it says right there in Romans chapter 3, verse 10, that there is none that is righteous, no, not one. Of course, they're gonna, as soon as their turn comes, the only people they're gonna claim that are not righteous are the Edomites, without actually tying into the topic at hand. Now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them that are under the law, that every mouth may be stopped, and all the world may become guilty before God. Therefore, by the deeds of the law should no flesh be justified in the sight of God, for the law is knowledge of sin. Let's skip to verse 23, where it says that all have sinned and have come short of the glory of God. Everyone who has sinned is in a condemned state, and the wrath of God is abiding on them. However, to get that wrath off of them, they must trust and believe on Jesus Christ and Him alone, and not in their own works. The Shut 'em Down crew wants you to believe that your enemy, the devil, is an ethnic group. Okay, and he is the one that's causing you to sin. You are not to take responsibility for anything that goes on in your life. But the Bible says that we have all sinned, and that we have an angelic spiritual enemy that we're supposed to use spiritual armor to defeat. That's in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13 and 18. My brothers and sisters, those of you who are watching, those of you who are being convicted by this, Just maintain Ephesians 6:12, and that will not annihilate that garbage in your head all the time when they start bringing up that the white man is the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of the world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places, not against the Edomites. These men are false teachers. They should be embarrassed that it was three of them against one, and that they could not actually, and then that they actually agree with me for most of what I said about the devil being a fallen angelic being and being a spirit. When they did that, they lost. There's three of them, and there's only one of me. The Hebrew Israelites on here should be embarrassed by the performance of these three, and they need to repent and come to Jesus Christ while there's still time, while there's still hope. I hope all of you enjoyed this. I hope all of you were entertained by this, and I'll try to get on here again to deal with the Hebrew Israelites again.
All right, before you go, G-Man, let the people know where they can contact you and your channels, and for those that probably missed the beginning portion. Right.
Okay. Oh, all right. For those of you who missed it in the beginning, my name is G-Man. I have a YouTube channel called G-Man. It's pretty big. If you go take a look at my channel, I have the G Podcast on there. Go to YouTube on the search engine, type in G-Man. I have the G Podcast every Monday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's G-Man versus the Black Hebrew Israelite. Anyone who is a Hebrew Israelite is welcome to come on the show or to call into the show, and we can go back and forth on that platform. That and if you want more, I also deal with the atheist community, the Catholic Church, and everyone else out there who I believe that are leading people astray away from Christ. So check me out. I'm G-Man on YouTube. I've taken on these three on my channel before and did pretty much the same thing I did here tonight. Put them in it. I showed them that they were wrong. So YouTube guys, G-Man, and you'll see me do this on a regular basis.
Hey, Sal.
All right, that's it.
Hey, Sal.
Good, G. Yeah, what happened, G-Con?
Yeah, I want to let you know, man, I am doing an after show, so this is the debate talk for you. After show will be on G Consciousness Radio. So I was just letting you know that the number to call in is 917-889-2233. 917-889-2233. And then you can also look on Debate Talk for You on Sal Showtime's Facebook page. I will post a link there as well as on my page. Appreciate it, Sal.
All right, so you heard the information. If you want to continue the conversation, go to G-Con. What's your channel again? Let them know your channel on YouTube.
Well, it's going to be on Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, it's on Blog
Talk Radio. Okay. It's on Blog Talk. So the number is 917-889-2233. 917-889-2233. That is the call-in number. Press the number 1. That'll put you in the host queue. And we are doing a Debate Talk for You after show on G Consciousness Radio.
All right, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I didn't know about that, but I appreciate it, man. Most definitely. So, again, people want to continue the conversation, the dialogue. Make sure you, dial that number and go check it out, of course, and, relay your information and what you thought about the debate. All right, so let's go to the Shut 'em Down crew. Shut 'em Down crew. Again, this is the first ever handicap debate match. Let me know what you guys thought. Send me an email, debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. Let's get some final statements from the Shut 'em Down crew. Let me go to the Shut 'em. Let me see. We'll open up their phone lines. Hold on 1 second. Let me open up all their phone lines. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. 7 minutes.
Let me go first real quick. Everything that we said, I mean, we reiterated and said it over and over again. We answered all this guy's questions. He has a listening problem. The only handicap on this show was that G-Man has a listening problem. He got a hearing problem. Okay, we acknowledge that Israel does evil. All the nations do evil. But Esau is the pinnacle of that evil. He's called the border of wickedness. We done made that clear. What G-Man wants us to answer is the equivalent of this. Christmas just passed, right? You got Santa Claus set up in every mall and every city. What he's trying to get us to say is that the Santa Claus that's in the Mall of Americas is the real Santa Claus and the only Santa Claus. That's what he's trying to get us to answer. So when he says the white man is the devil. He's trying to get us to acknowledge that the white man and only the white man can be the devil. That's a dumb question. That's a dumb statement. And the statement is just as simple as G-Man is. So we answered that. We went into detail. You can't just give a simple answer to a question like that. A question like that needs detail and specifics and facts. And the Shut 'em Down crew, we did that. I'll pass the mic.
Yeah, I want to say something. We didn't do this to convince G-Man or not. I just do it for the people because G-Man, I'm going to tell you straight up, because I'm a straight up guy. He's an idiot. Because I asked him specifically about the scripture in Revelation 12, about the 7 and on, and he couldn't explain that. So how are you going to teach people, G-Man? How are you going to teach people? How are you going to teach people? I just do this for the people's sake, not for my sake. I just do this to make people hear. I don't do it for my sake or anything like this. And we saying that the nation, like the Babylonian, Assyrian, the Moabites, all these other nations, they do evil too. Israel do evil. But as the brother is saying, the pinnacle of evil is the Edomite, the so-called white man. We prove that. We prove that right through the scripture. But this guy, he just cherry-pick certain scripture and just pull it out and try to explain it. He sounds just like a Christian in the church. He sounds just like that guy who died, what's his name, Eddie Long. He sounds just like Eddie Long. You know what I mean? So the soldier of the devil, they don't prove anything, man. This it's a waste of time debating these guys. They haven't proved nothing. All they do, they cherry pick scripture and run around the scripture, and they don't answer. They're a bunch of liars. You see, I deal with Christians. Out here, you know what I mean, where I live. But these are the most lying Christian I ever come across. They twist scripture. They're the most lying Christian I ever come across, man. So I'm going to read one scripture before I go. Revelation 12 and verse, I'm going to read it again. And there appeared another one in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. G-Man didn't address that. He danced around it. That scripture there proved to you there's nation on the planet Earth that Satan worked through. And the 7 heads and the 10 horns, already named them. I already named it the 7 heads and the 10 horns. And Satan worked through these people. I'm not saying that Satan didn't work through the Babylonian, these different nations, but Satan worked through the 7 heads and 10 horns. They're the most evil nation on the planet Earth, and that's talking about the Edomites, the so-called white people. The 7 heads and 10 horns. The red dragon, Esau was red, and the dragon was red. Give it over to a war.
Right, and I'm going to say this, right? But you Christians and all you soldiers of God, whatever you call yourself, what you do is dangerous, man. Because none of you said nothing about no scriptures, pulled no scriptures, and you quoting them all wrong. Let me read this, man. You mocked. We mocking you. This is Revelation 22, verse 18. For I testify that every man that hears the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. Then it says, and if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life, out of the holy city, and from things which are written in the book. What you're doing is dangerous. That's why we come up here, because we love our people. And these brothers in these churches and these soldiers, these liars of God, let me say it right, they're leading you to hell. And y'all keep running with them. They laying y'all to the lake of fire because they blaspheming this book, man. And they playing with these prophecies. And there ain't no game. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.
Mm-hmm. I got 2 minutes left, so what y'all can do is, if you have any social media information, how people can contact you, you guys can put it out there. That.
All right, Shut 'em Down crew. You can find us on YouTube, Isaiah, Aparium, Award the Swordsman. Everybody knows who that is. All right, Shut 'em Down crew. Just find us on YouTube. We out there. We got our shows, our videos out there, proving a lot of things. And we're on all these debates, and we put the challenge out there to anybody that want to debate us on any topic. Anybody that wants to debate the Shut 'em Down crew on any topic, you can get in touch.
Why they even bust a sweat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
This is a cakewalk, man. This is not even Buster Smith.
Yeah, I want to say this, right? I'll give thank you, Sal, for letting us on the show, man.
Yeah, okay, Sal. Thank you, man.
Yeah, support Sal, man, and send some donations, and so we can keep this rolling, man. He do a great thing, and he put in that work. And come support the shows, man. He got the relationship challenge. That's on every other Monday with Sister Mona Israel and us, and we be out there talking about relationships and people and women getting beaten, abused, and all that. Y'all be complaining about these guys, but y'all don't want to come up and deal with it. And then I got the Night of Fire on Tuesday, every other Tuesday. Come and support Sal's shows and all Sal's shows that he's doing. Support the people. Come out. Y'all be listening. Y'all come support. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Well,
yeah, if I could add one more thing, G-Man, we know you got shut down by Johanna when you called in. We know about that. You got shut down by Johanna. Okay, so you know we ain't particularly friends with Johanna. We don't agree with all what he's saying because he's going off in a lot of things. But one thing he did do was shut you down.
He kicked your ass.
He shut you up and shut you down. And we did that tonight too because all you kept doing was laughing and cackling.
No foul language.
Instead,
keep it clean, dog.
No, listen. We shut him down.
You good though. You good. Yeah, shut him down.
Listen, come on, man. If you can't edify the people, we're here to edify the people. All you did was just cackle and laugh and fluster and bluster and talk loud and. Yeah, come on.
Maybe
man.
he's an Edomite. Maybe he's an Edomite, Isaiah.
Maybe
he's an Israelite. Maybe he's an Edomite.
He might be. Who knows?
All right, family, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, hopefully you guys took down your notes. It's all about taking down your notes and studying the information. Again, but for those of you people that feel like you got all the answers, you're a teacher or something like that, or you know your information, and you want to vote on who won or who lost, go in the description box. We have a link right there, DT4U Q&A layer, and you can vote for winners and losers. You know, for those of you that want to do that, go ahead and cast your votes. Again, I personally want you guys to go study the information and show that self-approved. Check it out. Go study. But for those of you that feel like you got the answers, go ahead and click that link and vote for the winners, and, we'll see what the stats is. All right, guys, so make sure you tune in next week. We got shows all from Monday all the way to Friday, and so, make sure you check it out next week. It's Sal Showtime. Take care, and y'all.
2017, Big Truth, the big talk for you. What up? Shout out Avo King, Big Boo, me. Shout out everybody. Check it. Hey yo, debate talk 4. You so you can absorb. Information free of charge so you can afford. Get poppin', live off the greatest doctrine. Sip the juice, know the ledge like the great Rakim. On a mission, not a small time thing. Defense biblical, offense got the haters watching. Hands are skill, footwork is ill. Get in the den, see if you can stand for real. If you rep chemical, yo I rep Israel. If you Torah based only or new as well, welcome to listen. Style always fair decision.